good, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Hurls and Small Show, coming to you guys after week 7 of the NFL season, almost halfway through the season. Coming to you guys on a Wednesday because Roger Goodell decided to give us 2 Monday Night Football games, and we for damn sure weren't going to be recording after the second of the 2 Monday Night Football games. But here we are, nonetheless, on a Wednesday, ready to give you guys another great episode. But before we even get to any football talk and all that, you guys know the drill. If you're new, go down and sub. Go like the video if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Head over to the TikTok, the Twitter, the Instagram, and show some love over there. And now Brady, in a beautiful, beautiful Heat style, what is that, baseball style jersey? I'm loving it. You're looking great. How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing great. I was telling you before we started recording, these past this work week has been great so far. I don't want to jinx it. I'm gonna knock on wood, but these past couple of days of work have been really good. Been working long hours. Started pretty early today, but been working long hours, and I feel like the stores I've just been getting through without any problems. I've told you, like, there's a couple times where it's like it's one of those days where I'm putting up the fucking soda bottles and they just fucking explode and pop on me. Haven't had any issues like that. Sometimes I have issues with like deliveries being late, so I'm running an hour or 2 hours behind on the day. Haven't had any of those, knocking on wood. Haven't had any issues with like the customers in terms of like the stores themselves. Those we call our customers. So it works been pretty good. I've been finishing my routes early and going to help other people, so I've been getting my shit done. So I've been feeling really good.
Going to help other people.
Yeah, usually whenever I finish, I try to go and like call like my coworkers and be like, hey, do you need me to pick up a store for you or whatnot. But yeah. I've been good, man. And then, I've been eating better as always. I've been keeping that up, going to the gym and whatnot. And I'm doing great, man. And not complain whatsoever.
You go to the gym yesterday?
You see, I asked my good friend, like, hey, you think I should let in the morning? This is my good friend. I love this guy. I was like, hey, I'm just sitting here. It's like, should I just go to the gym? I'm just sitting here. I'm not doing anything. Should I go to the gym? He goes, no, you probably shouldn't. I wouldn't. And then he goes, I already worked out today, so I don't got to worry about that. So I just kind of rubbing it in my face. And he tells me not to, and it's like, I was just sitting there doing a whole lot of nothing, and we ended up just sitting in this Discord call for however long it was, maybe an hour and a half, doing a whole lot of nothing, just literally sitting there. So I could have used that time at the gym, but he convinced me not to go, so it's like, I just ended up not going. But like, you would never do something like that, so maybe I should cut this other friend off and, just...
Did he suggest you should maybe get ice cream?
Oh, and yes, that's another thing. He was like, yeah, don't go. I don't know, you know that. You must know the guy. But he told me, don't go to the gym. Just skip out on the gym. Just enjoy some ice cream. So,
He sounds like a smart guy.
Okay. Seems like he doesn't want the best for me, So maybe, like I said, maybe I have to cut this guy off. Just maybe.
It seems like he wants you to enjoy yourself.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy is what I'm going to say. Fuck that guy. Why are you offended? Why are you offended? What do you? What's he do?
For sure. Anyways.
How are you?
I'm living life, doing good. Can't show up to work on time to save my life, but other than that, we're doing good.
Speaking of that guy, speaking of that same guy I was talking about, that guy asked me what time he should go into work today. So he was like, should I go in? I think it was 7 or 8. Is that what it was?
I think it
was 8 or 9. It was 8 or 9.
There you go.
It was 8 or 9. He asked me, hey, I went into work late the past like 15 days or some crazy shit like that. So, hey, you think I should go into work on time tomorrow? I was like, yeah, you should. I was like, matter of fact, you go in 30 minutes early. Matter of fact, you go in an hour and a half early. Matter of fact, I want to see you there at 6:30 a.m. He goes, So I was like, you know what? Let's play it safe. Yeah, just go in on time. Go ahead and go in at 8 o'clock. I asked him today, before we started recording this, like 2 minutes before we started recording this. And I'm only in Discord with one person before I start recording this show. So, and I asked him. So, we had the conversation. You asked me what time you should go into work tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, I told you 8. So, what time did you end up going? And he was standing. He wasn't sitting down like how you're sitting down. He was standing kind of behind his chair. And he kind of just waddled off camera and just didn't say anything. So I figured he just didn't go in on time. What
a guy.
What a guy, man. I could only imagine why he didn't go in on time. I can only imagine why.
It was probably because he woke up at 8:45.
What time do you think if he woke up at 8:45, what time do you think he probably got into work?
He walked in at 9:17 today, which is better 10 minutes better than yesterday.
Improvement. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, man.
And I was thinking about it, like,
get it together.
that hour and a half from 8 to 9:30, that adds up so much monetarily.
So much. I think about that all the time. It's like, because you'll go into work 30 minutes late. It's like, 30 minutes late, half an hour, bro. That's nothing to my fucking paycheck. Literally nothing. I'm shrugging that shit off. But then it's like 30 minutes here, 45 minutes here, hour here. And then it just, even if it's just 30 minutes every day, that adds up. About 2 weeks, say you get paid every 2 weeks. If you're late 30 minutes every day, that's 5 hours off your paycheck. Now, if you're late an hour every day, that's 10 hours off your paycheck. Now, add that up for the month. Now, add that up for the year. That's thousands of dollars you're missing out on just because, you know what? I'm going to get this extra 30 minutes of sleep this morning. I'm going to get this extra 45, this extra hour. It's thousands of dollars when you add it up at the end of the year. It's like, shit, man. For me to not even feel better when I got out of bed 30 minutes later. Just to feel worse.
Bro, and it pisses me off because my 23 and a half hours of myself thinks that way. Yeah. But when that alarm goes off, it's like, bro, I need to be there on time.
Bro, I'll say, because I work at different times every day. My manager just texts us the night before, hey, you're starting at this time. So it's like, okay, I'm setting my alarm for, say I work at 4:30, or no, let me just say 7 o'clock, even numbers. So I work at 7 o'clock. All right, we're setting our alarm for 6:15. Gives us plenty of time to get up, shower. If I want to eat something real quick, I'd eat something and make it to my first store of the day. And it's like you said, 23 hours of the day, I'm thinking to myself all day, I don't need that extra 30 minutes. I don't need that shit. It's doing nothing for me. Like, I'm going to wake up right when my alarm goes off. I'm getting the fuck up. I'm jumping out of the bed. Then that 6:15 alarm goes off, and it's like, well, you know, maybe I don't need to eat. Maybe I don't need breakfast right now. So I can use an extra, I can close my eyes for another 10 minutes and set a 10-minute alarm here. Well, it's like, you know, I did shower before I went to bed. So it's like, you know what? Just brush my teeth and I'll be all right. Then you play that game and then it's like, fuck, it's 6:55. I was supposed to be at work at 7. All right, now I have to get my ass up. And now I'm walking out the house at 7, 7:10, 7:15. And it's weird to compare it to, but you said this yesterday when we were in the Discord call. You called it post-nut clarity. And that's what it is. It's obviously not that, but it's like some clarity after you do it. It's like, bro, what? That wasn't worth it at all. In the moment when you lay your head back down, it's like, oh man, it's such a great feeling. But once you get up, it was like, bro, that shit was not worth it. Like, whatsoever. It was not worth it at all. I definitely feel your pain, and I'm never saying at all again on this fucking show. You do that every single time, but I definitely get that. I've been a victim of that a couple of times here. I can't blame you.
I'm constantly a victim of that, constantly, and it's frustrating because, like, if I know I have to be there at 8 o'clock because we're doing something, I'm there at 7:55.
Yep.
If I gotta be there at 8 o'clock just because we're starting the day,
exactly.
It's like I'll walk in at 9:30 and it's just, hey, big guy, and he doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly. I think if my manager was more harsh on it, I would be, which sounds bad because it's like I just should be on time. But it's like if he was more strict about it, I would be like, you know, okay, I'm there. But like I've said, he don't give a fuck as long as you just be like, hey, G, I'm running 15, 20 behind. He don't care. Just let him know, and he really don't give a fuck. But if he were to tell me, hey, we're strict, no being late whatsoever, I'm there 20 minutes early. But that's the thing, like you said, he'll text us like, hey guys, we have a training today. Hey guys, we have we have supervision from district today. Make sure you're there on time. Make sure you're there at 5 a.m. sharp, no later. I'm in the fucking parking lot waiting for him to show up at 4:45. I'm sitting there waiting for his ass. But if it's just another day, I'm just heading to my first store, like nothing, like a usual day. Hey, Herlin, you're scheduled for 7 a.m. on this Monday. Just a normal day. I might walk in at 7:20. I might walk into my first store at 7:30. You know, so I feel you, dog. I feel you. And that's definitely bad. It makes it seem like it's his fault for not being
We've
straight,
had
but it's
this
our fault.
tangent before, bro.
Since we started the show, literally go back to maybe our fucking 5th episode last year, and we're talking about the exact same thing. And it makes it seem like we haven't even progressed, and our New Year's resolutions just haven't, we haven't amounted to anything. But it's like, I promise you, we're better people than we were a year ago. We've gotten better, but it's baby steps. 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 It's baby steps.
Fantasy football?
Fantasy football.
I don't really think we should talk about fantasy football, actually.
Brady's had to go. I came on here a couple of weeks ago. I had my rant. Since then, I've beaten 2 of the top 3 teams in the league. I beat Kevin. Go ahead.
Hey, Smallz from the Smallz and HERKS show here.
Yeah.
Just wondering, who's still number 1 in the league?
That would happen to be me. That would happen. Yeah. There's a new king in town. It's me. I am number 1 in the league. I had my rant a couple of weeks ago.
Are you sure?
I am sure. And I'm standing 10 toes on my rant.
Not one, so missing.
Since my rant, I beat Kevin. I beat Smallz, 2 of the top 3 teams in the league. I cannot wait till we play each other again. Yup, there's a new number 1 in the league, 6-1, 4 winners of 4 straight.
You got a bye next week too.
I'm feeling great. Who I think I have Plug next week, right? I'm not talking any shit. I'm not saying I got a bye week. Plug's a worthy competitor, and we're gonna try to get out of there with a win. His record doesn't show how great of a fantasy football player he is. Plug, I'm looking forward to the matchup, my man. But I am 6-1. I'm feeling really good. Number 1 in the league. Not even talked a bunch of shit. I just, people were saying I wasn't part of that big 3, but I clearly am. But forget that. But it's like, I don't know how sustainable this is. I will say, I feel like I'm on a 4-game win streak. Every single one of those wins have been down to my last player.
You beat me because Justin Fields is a hoe.
Caleb Williams at 4.2. So did Ashton Jensen.
He played the game.
That's even worse. Your guy got hurt and put up 4 points. I had 2 players play the full game and got hurt. And put up 4 points.
My guy didn't get hurt. He didn't get hurt.
Oh shit! Sorry.
He got his ass fucking sat on the bench.
Yeah.
If Justin plays the whole game, I probably beat you. You won by 12. Justin got me 4.
Does he put up 12 more points? Who said?
Look what he's done in every 4th quarter. Look what he's done in every 4th quarter. You know that's the garbage time king.
But anyway, as I was saying, I just don't know how sustainable my team is, because I beat you with my last player in CMC, who shot CMC. If it weren't for you, I'm probably 2 or 3 wins this season. But I beat you with CMC. Last week, I beat Kevin, I think it was with Caleb Williams was my last. It was Caleb Williams and I forget who else. It was Caleb Williams. And then I know when I beat Morgan, I beat him because Garrett Wilson had that play at the end. And then when I beat Darren, I beat him with I think it was Stephon Diggs. Yes. So I don't know how sustainable this is, because 4 of our 6 wins have been literally my last player. But nonetheless, we've won, and that's all that matters. If we can just stay healthy, and that's without Garrett Wilson. If we can get Garrett Wilson back, we're feeling even better. But I'm loving where I'm at in our league right now. I'm feeling great. Morgan is telling me, to watch out for him, that he's on the come up. I think he's winners of 2 straight. And I'm looking at Morgan's team. Morgan's team is pretty good. He puts up numbers. So if Morgan gets into the playoffs, I think he can beat anybody on any given week. But yeah, I'm feeling great. In terms of my other leagues, Dark absolutely mollywopped me in my brother's money league. And then 8-man league, I couldn't even tell you what happened in there. But yeah.
Mollywopped you by Dark.
Yeah, I know. That's bad.
A Steelers fan.
I'm 3-4 in that league now.
Ew. You're bad.
Yeah, because I didn't even want Saquon, bro. It was just like I think I had like the 8th, 9th pick, and I was like, okay, Saquon's here. I guess I'll just fucking take him. So Saquon's been shit for me. My other running back is Chase Brown. Oh, I had Puka and Garrett Wilson hurt this week as well. They didn't play. Ricky Pearsall hasn't played in forever. Yeah, it's
Too
just
bad anyway.
yeah. Cam Little stinks.
So last episode, I came on here and was saying how I was super nervous in the NOTB league because I was starting Pacheco and Kayshon Boutte.
Yep. Oh.
I ended up not having to start Kayshon Boutte because Marv played. And I beat Pierre by 57.
Wow! Wow! 57? Who went off for you? Or did he just have that bad of a week?
He only put up 99 points.
Wow, and you were projected to lose by what, like 30 or something like that? I forget what the number was you told me, but you were projected to lose by a lot.
Jackson Dart had 40. Javonte had 22. Jake Ferguson had 22. Bijan Robinson had 22. And then BTJ had 7. Marv had 9. Pacheco had 13.
I seen him score on like the goal line. I was like, oh yeah, I know Brady's getting turned to this. Wow, good win.
Pacheco scored more than fucking Saquon.
Saquon been so fucking
Saquon.
What's your record in there now?
5-2. I'm the second best team in the league.
Oh yeah, to who? Is it D Mills?
Mike Mason, dude that won it last year.
All right.
D Mills put up like 80 points this week.
I saw KB's team on Twitter. I don't know how he loses this league. I think he's sitting at 4-3 or something like that. I think I saw was his record afterwards. I don't know how he loses this league with the players he has on his roster. It is insane. And I texted you this. They got on Mike's ass for making that trade, but they turn around and just make these trades with other people. And because they're the beneficiary of it, it don't matter. It's like Jamar Chase being traded for Genty and whoever else it was is just.
It was Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter for Jamar Chase, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and Travion Henderson.
Like, just Jamar Chase in that trade is still like, what are you doing? But then you give up even. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm pulling for you to win in that league. I'm happy to hear you won because it sounded like you were gonna get absolutely torched by P. But I'm happy to hear you won. And in your other money league, it don't sound like it's going too hot. We talked about it a little bit before we started.
No, that league doesn't really need to be brought up on this show. It's an 8-man league. I'm 1-6. I have no chance. I traded for Lamar today just because he's my favorite player. Would you like to hear my starting lineup this week?
I'd love to. I'd love to.
So at quarterback, we have Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He might not play, so my backup is Jaden Daniels, who's probably not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
At starting running back, we have Woody Marks.
Okay.
At RB2, we have Tyrone Tracy.
Okay.
At receiver, I have Nalo and Keon Coleman. Tyler Warren's my tight end.
Okay. I like that.
And I need you to really think about these flexes because they're on like base level. It's like, damn, what the fuck's he doing? We have Alec A. Manor.
Mm-hmm.
We have Kenny Gainwell.
Okay.
And we have Ollie Gordon.
And you said this is an 8-man league? That sounds like it's a fucking 16-man league.
For reference, Marv, BTJ, and Jacoby Myers all have a bye.
Oh, so you just reading out your lineup for this week.
But those 3 guys just go into my flexes because I have smooth brains that flex. Therefore, I'm still starting Woody Marks and Tyrone Tracy.
Man,
and Keon Coleman.
So I know you made the trade for Lamar Jackson. So Ashton Genty was your first pick.
Ashton Genty was my first pick.
And I don't hear another second. Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I don't hear a second round pick on that roster.
Omarion Hampton was my third pick. Marvin Harrison was my 4th pick. Terry McLaurin was my 5th pick.
I remember hearing this roster now. Yeah, I remember.
Yep. Yep.
And I was literally telling you, like, that's those memes where Yahoo fucking Fantasy Sports will just tweet out, like,
Yep.
if this is your roster, you got to be hurting. And it's just a troll roster of all people that are hurt and shit like that. You literally have that roster. I'm praying
I'm
for you,
projected
man.
to put up 75 points. The second lowest projection is 110.
Yeah, we don't got to speak on that
$100
league
league, by the
anymore.
way.
We don't got to speak on that league anymore. $100 league, by the way.
$100.
And that is that the league where it's like, hey, if we loser has to double.
Yep.
Sorry to hear that, brother. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear you lost out on a couple hundred. Oh man.
And we drafted in fantasy basketball yesterday, and I was helping my homie draft. Not the same guys, but just one of them. And he goes, "Man, my 8-man team is so bad." I said, "You better shut the fuck up right now," because he's in second.
He's talking about the fantasy league, the fantasy football league. And okay.
He said, "My team's so bad." I said, "Con,
yeah, you don't know bad.
I have the same record as you, and I have 50 less total points than you." He goes, "Oh, that's not good. I might win this week." He put up 175 points.
So that means he's outscoring you by fucking what? 150 now? Depending on if you had a decent week, 200 points maybe.
He has 901. I have 779.
779 through 7 weeks.
Yep.
In an 8-man league where everybody should be scoring.
I scored 80 points this week.
Everybody should be scoring like 130 plus in an 8-man league.
I scored 80. Second worst was 110.
What is first place score? Like how many points is first?
My homie that said my team is so ass led the league in point. He put up 172. Talk about my team ass.
And that was the second worst team. So that means it's like there's the top 9. It's an 8-man league, so there's the top 7, even including that second worst guy, and then there's you, like way down here.
The records are 6-1, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3. That's the playoffs. And then 5th place is 4-3. 6th place is 3-4. That homie is 2-5, and then I'm 1-6.
Boy, whoever you gave that one loss to is beating themselves up.
It's that guy. That guy.
Oh man, so it's not even like you got a quality win.
No.
Wow.
I beat second worst.
Second worst.
I put up all my points in that week. We're 25 minutes in and haven't talked about anything.
But that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Get into your segment. I'm hearing it's moving up the power rankings, by the way. Producer called me and he said it's moving up. They're liking it, so keep up the good work.
Love that. I think the stock market is plummeting because whoo.
Tatum Bethune, like I said, he should have been on there.
We'll get to Tatum Bethune.
Hell yeah.
He might have a fan on this podcast.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Go ahead, man.
Upton stops a midget. We got the quarterback. Sorry. He didn't even play it.
Like for nothing, bro.
The quarterback corner. I got my top 5 quarterbacks from this week's. Specifically. Top 5 guys from week 7. Starting off with the honorable mentions: Justin Herbert and Jackson Dart. Both had phenomenal games, but ended up losing. So I took a little bit of a hit to them. My bad opponent tax is Patrick Mahomes versus the Raiders. He had a phenomenal game, but I think that I could have had a phenomenal game against them.
I think Patrick Mahomes should have still gotten on here.
Probably so, but I didn't want to put him on here.
That's fair.
At number 5, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Los Angeles Chargers, and Daniel Jones had himself a day for, I think, the 7th week in a row.
Yeah, what's new?
23 for 34, 288 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns. Just absolute domination, and they move on to the next week. At number 4, we have A man who is playing incredible football that can't get any help from his defense. Dak Prescott throws 21 for 30, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and they put belt to ass to the Commanders. Hopefully they can continue doing that. At number 3, through 3 quarters, it was damn. This dude might be down there with top 100. That 4th quarter comes, he puts up 33 points.
He's just the most clutch guy on the planet, bro.
Ever, bro, ever. 279 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 5 carries for 48 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. He was just he was incredible. And Jackson Dart threw the pick that allowed the comeback possible. But Bo Nix, do your thing, yo, man. At number 2, me and you have both given him a lot of shit this entire season so far. He's on one of the most talented teams in football.
Oh, yeah.
And they just don't really need him. No.
Oh, okay.
Jalen Hurts,
yeah.
19 for 23 against the Minnesota Vikings at 9:30 in the morning. No, this wasn't the 9:30 game. Sorry, my fault. 19 for 23, 326 yards, 3 passing touchdowns.
I think I know who you put at 1. I think I know. Continue.
Who is it?
Joe Flacco.
At number 1 on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
A man that I said wouldn't change things came in and changed things in the Unk Bowl. In the Senior Citizen Fiesta Bowl, he did absolute wonders for this Bengals team. 31 for 47, 342 passing yards, and 3 passing touchdowns, along with a read option run for 12 yards that damn near could have gotten Mike Tomlin fired.
Yeah.
Valid?
I like the list. I would still put... No, I think Joe Flacco's fair. I think I kind of just forgot about Thursday Night Football. So Joe Flacco's fair. I think Justin Herbert shouldn't even been an honorable mention, to be honest. And I'm the biggest Justin Herbert guy, but I don't think he deserved it. I think a lot of Justin Herbert's numbers came because they were just down so bad, and he just had to just start throwing the ball, and it came like in garbage time when the game was already pretty much over. But other than that, I like the list.
Best thing Justin Herbert did was feed around the Gadsden, and I liked him. So
on to the people segment. So when the producer called me, he was like, "Hey, Brady segments are getting up there, but maybe I'm crazy. It's still number 1 by a wide margin, and it's still the people segment." So here we go. Maybe I'm crazy, week 7 edition. If you're new, as I say every week, maybe I'm crazy is where I give Smallz some hot takes, some reactions from this previous week of the NFL season. And he's not here to tell me whether he disagrees or agrees. He's just here to tell me whether they're crazy or not. Starting off, this was one we had talked about prior. I said I was going to bring it to you when we talked last night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This team just continues to win and continues to find a way. No matter what they go through. Starting quarterback down. Don't matter. Starting tight end down. Pro Bowl, all pro tight end down. Don't matter. The best linebacker in the league down. Don't matter. One of the best defensive ends. Don't matter. No receivers. Don't matter. Because they have one of the best coaches in the NFL and probably the best coordinator in the NFL right now. And they continue to win games, sitting atop their division. Number 2 in the conference, the San Francisco 49ers. Maybe I'm crazy, but the San Francisco 49ers are legit contenders in the NFC. And coming into the season, we both said pretenders. But they are legit contenders in the NFC now, especially if and when they get healthy.
Do you want me to ask you the same question I asked you last night?
I don't remember which. No, I want you to be fucking real. Don't ask me that bullshit question. Who throwing the ball? I don't give a fuck who throwing the ball.
Well, who throwing the ball matters a lot. And if it's low homie, if it's 13, then they ain't some deep shit. He had a game winner.
Shea just tied the game. It's 104, 2 seconds left. Am I behind? Did you already see that or something?
No, I just saw it was 103, 102.
Okay. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't have the game pulled up because I'm not rich and I can't have 17 monitors pulled up.
That's literally not. Hey, take your camera and just turn it for me.
I got it in the spot I like it.
Oh, okay. Continue.
I don't think you're too crazy. I think you are a little crazy. I don't think that with his like losing Nick Bosa, losing Fred Warner is massive. I think that the 49ers are a competent team still. I think that they will be a playoff team, especially because I think that Shanahan is coach of the year. Salah, Rob, is so bald. So bald.
His head be fucking glistening. If he's shining. If he's shining. You can see yourself.
He loses a little bit of points in my heart because of that, but like he has been brilliant this season. And it doesn't really matter who's on that defensive side of the ball. You have Nick Bosa going crazy. He goes down. Bryce Huff steps up. D. Winters has been good in the absence of Fred Warner.
And Bryce
This
Huff
week,
gets
Tatum
hurt.
Bethune was great. Bryce Huff gets hurt. Hufanga has not Hufanga. Malik Mustafa has been good. Diamador Lenore is Diamador Lenore, the San Francisco Hyena.
Hell yeah.
That weak ass nickname.
He's the hyena. He's always been the hyena. And now he's just the San Francisco hyena. I like it. I love it, matter of fact. I love it.
Well, it's weak. So you loving some weak shit.
And I was
back down, never what? I just realized I said
never give up. But I was talking to my brother before this game started, and I was like, I really don't give a fuck who wins. Because that was my mindset when I came in the game. I was like, I really don't care. Because that Fred Warner injury had really just derailed me so much, and it made me so like that. Not that I didn't care about the team, but it's like our season, we're not amounting to anything anymore. And now that we won, it just, and looking on the season, it's like, bro, what if we had Fred Warner and Nick Bosa healthy? Like, what if, man? And it just makes me so sad because I didn't think we were contenders. I thought we were pretenders coming in. But seeing us play now with all these players injured, it's like, what if we had Fred and Nick, man? What if? But none we can do now. This ain't the Niner segment, so let's move on. Talking about a team whose quarterback was in your quarterback corner yet again. Team that, we were out on because of a quarterback change they made. One Indianapolis Colts. And they are looking damn good. They're 6-1 now. They're one loss to the Rams on the season. The Colts are, maybe I'm crazy, but the Colts are more likely to be in the Super Bowl than they are to not win a playoff game.
Ooh, I like this one. It's looking like the Colts are going to be the 1 seed.
Yeah.
It's looking like they're going to have that playoff bye. And because of that, that makes it even more tough. That means they're probably going to be playing
a tougher team in their first game. Yeah.
Buffalo, Kansas City, whoever else that would be. It should be the Ravens, but probably won't be. Probably won't be.
Probably.
Patriots, they might play the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, in their first game because they have the bye, so yeah, maybe.
You say win the Super Bowl or make the Super Bowl?
Make the Super Bowl, not win it. Just they're more likely to make the Super Bowl than they are to lose in their first playoff game.
I love the Colts defense. Absolutely love the Colts defense, especially now that JT Tuimoloau is going to play. And the fact that they can get Michael Pittman involved, the fact they can get Alec Pierce, Tyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor has been fighting for best running back all season. The Buffalo Bills are frauds right now. They haven't beaten anyone even slightly competent. The Chiefs are still. Can they beat the Chiefs?
That's the only team. I think the Chiefs are the best team in football again. I really do. Especially with the Bucs losing last night and Baker not looking so hot and all their injuries they have over there. I think the Chiefs are the best team in football again. And that's the only team where it's like, I think I definitively take over the Colts if they met in the playoffs. If you told me the Colts beat the Bills in the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But if you told me the Colts beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, that's the only team in the AFC I would be surprised that you'd be like, damn, Daniel Jones really got that done. Even if it was in Indianapolis, I'd be surprised if they beat the Chiefs.
That's fair. I can't say you're crazy for this at all. I would disagree with it. However, I think that beating the Chiefs or Josh Allen in the playoffs is just unbelievably difficult.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have the bye first round, I would probably agree.
And it's like, it's not the Colts' fault because we've just had so much more of a sample size of Daniel Jones not being a good quarterback than he's been a great quarterback so far this year. So it's kind of just like with what Geno dealt with when he first became good, what Sam Darnold dealt with when he first became good. It's just like, I guess you just have to do it for a longer period of time, and we actually have to see it before we can believe it. So I guess it's unfortunate, but I guess that's just the case. That's just how it is. Well, these kind of coincide, but we'll do them separately. The Commanders, they lost this past week to the Cowboys. Jane Daniels is hurt yet again. uh, Scary Terry hasn't played in, it feels like, months. Even though the season's only a month and a half in, it feels like it's been forever since we've seen him. Deebo Samuel didn't play this past game. Noah Brown didn't play this past game. Their defense is beat up. Defense hasn't been playing well. And let me pull this up for you. It's looking rough if you're a Commanders fan. And Joe said he wanted us to be on their ass this year. But the Commanders' upcoming schedule, they have the Chiefs in order. The Chiefs, the Seahawks, the Lions. Their next 3 games. Then you get the Dolphins, but then right after that, you get the Broncos, then the Vikings, then the Giants. You still have 2 games versus the Eagles, then the Cowboys. Maybe I'm crazy, but the Commander season is over.
I don't think you're crazy at all, especially with Jaden Daniels going down. You know, that clip went a little bit viral of him looking at his receiving room with Debo out, Noah Brown out, Terry McLaurin out, and it was like, whew. I like Luke McCaffrey. I don't know if he's ready to be a receiver though. Zach Ertz is still being good at his old age, but I haven't liked their defense all season. If Jaden Daniels isn't there, that's one thing, but like the schedule is another.
Brutal.
I think they're cooked, man.
I do too. I most of these I just come here with a take, but this one I wholeheartedly believe. I think their season is just cooked because you talk about all their injuries, but that schedule to have the Chiefs, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Lions all in a row, they might go 0-3. And they're already 3-4. They're already under 500 7 weeks through the season. I just don't see how they make up ground with this tough of a schedule. You haven't even played the Eagles yet. You have another game against the Cowboys, another game against the Giants. It's just so rough to where I just can't see them making the playoffs at this point.
I think they finished last in this division. Not just missed, like, the season is over and they finished last in the division.
And I would not be surprised by that at all. And now I said this one coincided with that past one because the team that they just lost to in the Cowboys. Maybe I'm crazy, but the Cowboys are more likely to finish first in the NFC East than they are to finish third. Whether that's the Commanders pulling some shit out of their ass or the Giants who've been playing well, just, passing the Commanders and maybe passing the Cowboys. I think if the Giants would have won against the Broncos this past week, it would have made this one a lot harder. But I think with the loss here, yeah.
Again, I can't say you're crazy just because I'm not really high on the Commanders at all. The Giants are the Giants. The Cowboys might have the best offense in the entire NFL.
Absolutely.
So if the Eagles ended up Nick Sirianni doing some Nick Sirianni type shit, I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I can agree with this one as well.
Yeah.
I don't believe it, but I can agree with this.
See it? Okay, that's fair. Last one. Going to your team, the Minnesota Vikings. We've seen, their quarterback play been so-so this year. Carson Wentz did not look good this past weekend. Nicely. JJ McCarthy looked good for a quarter. And the guys they let go are absolutely torching the league right now. The Minnesota Vikings, maybe I'm crazy, but the Minnesota Vikings made a mistake in sticking with JJ McCarthy.
No. You're crazy for that sake. I think paying Sam Darnold what the Seahawks paid him would have been a mistake when you already invested in JJ McCarthy. Kevin O'Connell drafted him. He wanted JJ McCarthy. The ankle injury when it happened, they said it was going to be 6 weeks. It's now been 6 weeks. So he should. I think it's already announced that Carson Wentz is playing on. I think they play Thursday.
Yeah. But
McCarthy should be back for Week 9. I think their mistake was buying Carson Wentz. I'm going to sound extremely biased here. But you have the young. How do you go old as hell opposite end of the spectrum? You had Sam Darnold right in the middle. You have Daniel Jones right in the middle. They both look phenomenal right now because they still had some potential. They still had some stuff to untap in their prowess. Kevin O'Connell, quarterback genius. You have Sam Howell on your roster. And in this day and age, I can no longer say that Sam Howell is the future. But you can't tell me he wouldn't be looking better with this offense than what Carson Wentz is.
For sure. And I just giving him a look. I don't blame you on saying that at all. But It's just like I'm watching what Sam Darnold is doing and what Daniel Jones is doing for the Colts. It's just like, man. Now imagine if the Vikings had that level of quarterback play right now. And I can't blame JJ because it's not like I can just say, oh, he's just been terrible all season. He hasn't played much this season. He's only played, what, 2 games? And granted, he didn't look good in those 2 games, but he's only played, it's 2 games nonetheless. It is what that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. When I look at Daniel Jones leading the best, possibly the best team in the NFL, when I look at Sam Darnold leading one of the best teams in the NFC, I just got to look at the Vikings like, man, what if you still had Sam Darnold, who was, you already knew Sam Darnold was really good for you. You already knew. Daniel Jones, I can give you a pass on. Daniel Jones, it was between Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy. Daniel Jones was never going to be your guy over there. It was between Sam and JJ. But looking at Daniel Jones over there, it's like, fuck, man, we couldn't retain him just to be a backup, like you said. Why not have somebody young that maybe has some potential? But I guess Daniel Jones wanted to go start, so I get that. That makes sense. But Sam Darnold, looking at him, it's like, we already knew he fit. We already knew he could play well in our system. We already knew he can lead us to 15 wins. So it's just like, man, to see you go to JJ and now Carson Wentz is your starter. It's just, here you are with bad quarterback play. And you just got to be looking at yourself and asking yourself, like, what if? You have to be. Kevin O'Connell has to have asked himself this season, looking at Sam Darnold's game and just be like, damn, what if we still had that guy?
And Justin Jefferson has still had a solid season with Carson Wentz. He just, I don't know, man. I'm not a Carson Wentz hater by any means, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of him at all. And the runs, they'll be down 2 touchdowns, and he'll break off for a couple of first down runs, and it's like, uh-oh, what is Carson Wentz doing over there? He's showing he's still got some kahunas on him, and it's like, he's playing like a fucking bag filled with yogurt. He's not any good anymore. I truly don't understand why they gave up on Sam Howell. I wish I had an answer.
All right. I said that was the last one, but I got a bonus one for you. First time ever. So today was the start of the NBA season. We're bringing an NBA Maybe I'm Crazy take this week. One time, why not? Maybe I'm crazy, but someone from the Eastern Conference will win the championship this year.
You're crazy.
You know, the Knicks, the Cavs, maybe if Joel Embiid's healthy.
Crazy.
The Heat.
Crazy. No, maybe not that last one.
Maybe my Orlando Magic. The Heat.
Yeah. I like that one.
I'm crazy as hell for that one.
Crazy as fuck.
Okay.
Like you're on the sidewalk tweaking.
Okay, all right. Heard. That's all I got for this week's edition of Maybe I'm Crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Review.
Let's do it.
We have the Los Angeles Rams going to London with the Jacksonville Jaguars, playing at 9:30 in the morning and whooping ass 35-7. I'm pretty confident I could have caught more passes than the Jaguars receivers other than Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter had himself a good game. Everybody else, do something to figure it the fuck out. Matthew Stafford ends up throwing for 5 touchdowns. Devontae Adams was dominant. 3 of those 5 touchdowns went to him. The other 2 were rookies, Terrence Ferguson and Kanata Mumfield. Quentin Lake and Cam Core were great on the defense. They were absolutely everywhere. Travis Hunter, I mentioned, he was the only player on offense to do anything for the Jaguars. And he barely played any defense. I don't understand. I think
yes, I'm glad you brought that out. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's what I really want to talk about in this game. I
think he played 5 snaps defensively.
You traded up for Travis because it's like, man, this is a generational prospect in the fact that he can play both sides damn well. And then you come into the season and it's like, yeah, we plan on playing on both sides. He played a lot of defense earlier. Now he's playing a lot of offense. I just don't know how well this is going to work long term. Forget his health. I just don't know how well this is going to work long term for Travis's development. On offense, sure, you can just throw a guy out there on offense and he can just make something work. But I think on defense, especially if Travis, and he made a good play on Devontae Adams on the left sideline. He had like that pass breakup. Yeah. But I think especially on defense, if you plan for him to play defense a lot in the future, I think he has to see a lot of snaps early on. because you can't just give him the boatload on offense and then throw him out there on defense. I think it works vice versa. You can throw him out there on offense for a couple of plays, even though he's running the majority of defense. But I just don't think you can do that for the defensive side of the ball. I just don't think he has to be able to get some type of rhythm, some type of groove in the NFL and play on that defensive side of the ball, or else it's just not going to work. And you trade up and you give away all those assets for a guy like Travis Hunter. You trade up to number 2. I think you either have to play him on defense, or if you're not going to play him on defense, you have to give him a lot more than 5 snaps, 5 defensive plays. I just don't like the way the Jags are using him at all, whatsoever. I just don't think it's gonna work in the long term. I really don't at all. Yeah, I just don't see this working in the long term, because this was his first really good game on the offensive side of the ball, but I don't see him being Trevor's go-to guy. I don't see him being Trevor's number one option. But I feel like on offense, he can be a cool gadget guy. You can run a jet sweep for him. You can send him down the field and he can make a credible catch. But I think defense is where his bread and butter is gonna be. That's where he's gonna make a name for himself. So I think he has to play majority defense, and you give him a couple of plays here and there on offense. I just don't think playing a majority offense and sending him out there for 5, 10, 15 snaps on defense is ever going to work for Travis Hunter's long-term development in the NFL. Because if you're throwing him out there for 5 to 10 plays at a time, I just don't even think it's worth it at that point. Just have him play offense. I really just don't even think that 5 plays he's running on defense is even worth it. It's going to make a difference in the game. And you don't want him getting hurt out there on those 5 plays, and it's like, well, now we're fucking screwed. If you're only going to give him 5, just don't even play him out there. I just don't think it makes sense.
I think coming into the draft, a lot of people saw him as the better defender.
For sure.
Of the 2 sides of the ball. Once he gets the ball, he's great, but as a pure route runner and pure receiver, he has a lot to be desired.
He's a gadget guy on offense, if you ask me. You give him something short and make, like you said, he makes something after the catch. He makes a play, make somebody miss, and then he's gone. But I just don't think, like you said, I don't think he's an amazing route runner. I don't think he's ever going to be Trevor's go-to guy. I just don't see it.
He had a quote after the game. That's what I was just looking for. It probably looked like I wasn't really paying attention to you, but I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
He said after the game, I told coach to give me the ball, and I would make something happen. He gave me the ball, and I made plays. And he was the only one that showed up to London, bro. They didn't give Travis, for the second week in a row, they didn't give Travis Etienne the ball enough. I don't understand what's happening there, because he's been good this season.
Mm-hmm.
They're just treating him like it's last year Travis Etienne still.
Say the name. Say the name.
No.
Ryan Thomas Jr., and they've talked about it on the broadcast. I've heard people talk. He's scared of contact. He is petrified to get hit. That's he's got to pull some fucking Tyler Lockett shit and catch the ball and just go down. Because it seems like if there's anybody in his vicinity, he's looking away from the ball, making sure, trying to duck out of the way before somebody cracks him. It's like, BTJ, what happened? There's just been so many drops, so many plays where it's like, what are you doing there, Brian Thomas? It just doesn't make any sense. To see how well he played in his rookie year, it's like, what just has you so scared all of a sudden about some contact? I just don't get it. And this game doesn't fall on Trevor, I don't think. I think it's a lot of parts that failed before you get to Trevor. But Trevor, at some point, it's just got to be like, you got to be able to put something together, something consistent together, and just stack some good games on top of each other, man. The Jags just 2 weeks ago, it's like, oh, shit, hold on. The Jags might be serious in the NFC, or in the AFC, sorry. But now here we are a couple of weeks later, and I'm like, okay, I don't think the Jags are amounting to much of it.
The Jags all season, or not the Jags, I'm sorry, Trevor Lawrence all season has not been the problem, but he's not fixing any issues.
Exactly. And it's like they lived off of that defense causing so many turnovers, and I talked about sustainability early on. I don't think that's sustainable either. Your defense isn't going to cause, 13 turnovers in 4 weeks every 4-week span. That's just not going to happen. So if your defense isn't causing turnovers and Devin Lloyd isn't taking, turnovers back to the house, 99 yards to the crib, I just don't see the Jags being able to put up points because their offense just hasn't been able to put it together. And it's just so weird that Liam Cohen, I feel like, has done a good job, but it's just so weird that they haven't been able to put it together. And I think a lot of this falls on BTJ. I think he takes more of the blame than Trevor Lawrence does, to be honest. I think a lot falls on BTJ.
Yeah, the season hasn't made any sense.
Not at all. Not at all.
I watched this game and I was like, uh-oh. My boy CJ might have a chance in this division still. And we'll get to that game, but the Colts are running away with this shit, man.
Running away. And I was ready. That was going to be one of my overreactions this week about the Texans. If they won, the Texans might fuck around, maybe be second, maybe even win the division if they looked that good, because they mollywopped the Ravens. If they were to smack the Seahawks, like, oh, hold on. Texans may come back in this, but forget that. Let's move on.
Till I forget about you.
Holy shit.
Big time rush. Coming to Columbus in January. I just found that out today.
Are you going to be in attendance?
I don't know. Probably not. Next up, we got the 5-2 Eagles going into Minnesota to play the Vikings. It's Carson Wentz back against the team that drafted him. You can't say a revenge game though, because he was some hot dog shit.
Yeah.
The Eagles end up winning 28-22, but the score looks a lot better than what the actual game was. Mm-hmm. Carson Wentz only has chemistry on this team with Jordan Addison. You have the best receiver in football, in my opinion, on your team, and you can't figure out how to get him the ball. Embarrassing to me. Jalen Hurts deep bomb. One of the best in football. It was incredible.
Jalen Hurts is like a 1-to-1. And I'll say 1-to-1, but his easiest comparison is Seahawks Russell Wilson. It's dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk. Then they have the most beautiful moon ball. It's literally 1-to-1. They're both mobile quarterbacks, but not the crazy fastest guy, but they both can move. It's 1-to-1, I think, with him and Seahawks Russell Wilson.
Devonta Smith career game. I think this is his all-time high in receiving yards. AJ Brown only had 4 catches, but he had like 120 yards in this game. Saquon is having an okay season, but after last season, he looks like an absolute bum.
And this has kind of been a trend for Saquon. If you look at like his pop-off years, his next year, it is either he's hurt or it's like he doesn't average as many yards per carry. It's kind of the trend. He has that big season, then a fall off. Then not say fall off, but then a season because maybe he's just so tired from the previous season. So I don't blame him. This is why I didn't want Saquon in fantasy, because I just did like that much on his body last season. I just thought it just wasn't gonna be beneficial to him this year, obviously. But I didn't think it was gonna look like this. Saquon has not looked good whatsoever. And granted, the Eagles' offensive line isn't as great, but speaking of the Eagles, Brandon Graham coming out of retirement to play for them. But yeah, Saquon just hasn't looked great this year. Oh, go ahead.
People are kind of assuming he's just going to come in and start immediately. Vic Fangio was like, we're going to have to see what his conditioning looks like. And he probably will end up starting, but I don't think he's going to come in and be like a massive weapon. Like,
no, I don't know.
The media's kind of making it seem like.
No. Not at all. I don't think he's a difference maker.
Retiring, it's looking like Brandon Graham has been.
It is. Cool. I don't matter. It doesn't matter like whatsoever, like at all. He's not. I don't think he's gonna make a difference in either way. But yeah, Jalen Hurts. You talked about that deep ball on passes 20 or more yards in this game. He was 5 for 5, 216 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts was phenomenal in this game. Perfect passer rating in this game. He was amazing. And yep. We talked about this defense when we previewed the game. Like
Isaiah Rodgers got cooked.
It have to be, Saquon's got to be able to, because this is where you can beat the Vikings. If you can run the ball well, you can beat them. They were able to stop. They honed in on stopping Saquon, which they did. But Jalen Hurts took advantage of them, game planning for Saquon, and he was able to dice them up and do whatever he wanted. You talked about both the receivers having a great game. Jalen Hurts was amazing in this game. And this is the game. This is what I want to see from Jalen Hurts, that he's just capable. I'm not asking you to do this every week, but that you're just capable of doing this from time to time. Every now and then when the team needs you. And it looks like they're going to need it a lot more this season because Saquon doesn't look to be the Saquon of last year. They're going to need performances, not a perfect pass rating, but they're going to need performances along these lines a lot more this season from Jalen Hurts if they want to be, serious and they want to get back to where they were last year, obviously being champions. But Carson Wentz, man, you talked about it in the Vikings. Carson Wentz was bad in this game. 2 interceptions. He had that intentional grounding in like the red zone. Not good from Carson Wentz. I'm praying JJ McCarthy can come back very soon because I'm not even the biggest JJ McCarthy guy, but maybe he just gives this offense a lift and maybe they can just the Vikings can look to compete again, maybe. But Carson Wentz has not been great in his little stint for the Vikings. But I think the story of this game,
great. That might be the understatement of a lifetime.
I think the story of this game is Jalen Hurts showing that he can throw that deep ball. He's always showed he can throw the deep ball, that he can win games for the up for the Eagles, even against a tough defense. Coming in, they had the 30th ranked passing game, and you saw what Jalen Hurts was able to do in this game. So if Jalen Hurts can keep this up, I'm a lot higher on the Eagles, even without Saquon Barkley being Saquon Barkley of last season.
Not to say he's been bad this season, but I've been a little bit disappointed in Zach Bond. Like last year, he was the best linebacker in football,
I've heard that a
debatably.
bit. Yeah. No, for sure.
And I just haven't. He just hasn't been as good this year to me. Giving up a 4th round pick for Adam Thielen continues to look worse and worse as the season goes on.
Never understood it for either side.
I understood it for both sides, but the Panthers look smart now. Last season, the Vikings had a defensive player, specifically at the linebacker position, that I fell in love with. 2 of them, actually. One of them was hurt. One of them was not. Ivan Pace didn't play a snap in this game. Completely healthy. Just got benched. Didn't touch the field other than special teams. And that sucks to see. He was good last year. He hasn't been very good this year. And Blake Cashman came out and he was like, I talked to him. I told him to keep his head up. A lot of good players I've seen have gone through something like this. So you just you can either fold it up and give up or bust your ass and become who you want to be. And I love Blake Cashman. I like the Vikings linebackers a lot. So I hope we'll figure it out. Moving on.
No.
The New England Patriots go into Tennessee and bust the Titans' ass. The Titans come out this game, Mike McCoy's first game as a head coach, and the Titans start really hot. You know, Jameer DK has the touchdown, but that second half starts, and the Patriots just never look back. They start the second half hot. Ramondre Stevenson looked pretty good in this game, unfortunately. Austin Hooper's touchdown in the left corner of the end zone was gorgeous as much as I don't like him. Drake May, I don't know if he got sacked or if it was a run, but he fell on his head and it looked like he got a concussion. And he went to the tent and everybody was like, oh no, Josh Dobbs comes out and he's doing a little bit. Look, I thought for sure he was out for the game. And then he comes sprinting back onto the field and that place erupts, dude.
Yeah, I thought he was out too. Just go down, Drake May. Go down.
He's been debatably the best quarterback in all of football this season. Like,
for sure.
Coming into the season, if you told me that would have been the case, I would have told you you're a jackass. And that's coming from a guy who's always liked Drake May. K'Lavon Chaisson dominated this game. He looked good pretty much the entire time. He ended up getting the touchdown on Cam Ward's tomfoolery where Cam Ward has a goof-ass fumble every
week. Every week he doing something goofy. Every single week.
It must be something in the water in Tennessee because it's just Will Levis reincarnated. Except he...
Forgot Will Levis existed.
Crazy.
Cam Ward not giving us a fucking meme of the year every time he does it though. Or just fucking diving when he's nowhere near it. Oh man, Will Levis, bro. Shout out to you. But like you talked about Drake May, I think that's really all I have to say about this game. Some takeaways. I have the numbers for Drake May this year. First of all, he's completing 75.2% of his passes. 75.2.
Broke Tom Brady's record this game for passing completion in a game.
Like 75.2% is ridiculous. But let me talk about his numbers.
91% this game alone.
Let me talk about his numbers.
Tom Brady never had more than 88.5.
Under pressure.
Like 7 times.
Drake May's completion, you're good. Completion percentage under pressure, 63.1 is good for first in the NFL. Drake May's yards per pass under pressure, 8.5 is good for second in the NFL. Drake May's passer rating under pressure, 104.1 is good for third in the NFL. Drake May's touchdown to interception ratio, 4-1 is good for sixth in the NFL. Drake May has been out fucking standing. This guy has been amazing. Like, I can't even compute how good he's been, how accurate he's been. 75% is insane 7 weeks through the season. But Drake May, man, that's really all I got to say about this game. But yeah, the Titans did make it a little, like, hold on now early on. But Drake May was like, enough of that. And he put this game away. Drake May's been sensational. And I think they're going to go on with Drake May's play to win this division because that boy is something serious. He is something serious. Something fucking serious. Plug, bro. I cannot say it enough, bro. Congrats on getting your guy. Because I think by the start of next season, by midpoint of next year, we're talking about Drake May in the top 5.
Next season.
Oh, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it. Start him. I'm not mad at it. He's been that good. He's been that good.
The craziest thing to me is like he's a second-year player without a star receiver.
Like he doesn't. This roster isn't built for Drake May yet. It literally isn't built for him yet. And he's already doing this. Just wait till he gets, like you said, that star receiver out wide, that star tight end. If Travion Henderson becomes that star running back, if he just has a running mate, win. If he just has that running mate with him, he doesn't even have a guy. But Drake May looks this good, bro. He's throwing to a guy named fucking Booty, and he's looking this fucking good.
Watch your mouth.
No,
Watch your
just
damn mouth.
Just because of the name. Just because of the name. Nothing against the point.
May I dig in your booty, twin?
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Milton Williams continues to show that he's worth every single penny they give him. He has been phenomenal this season, and if I was a Carolina Panther fan, I would absolutely despise the guy because he signed to the Panthers, and I was like, just kidding.
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan. And speaking of the Carolina Panthers, the Panthers go into MetLife. And you can't even say put belts ass because this game ends 13-6. 13-6, man. And these are both my guys. Justin Fields.
Yeah.
He's missing Garrett Wilson. We've been saying since Justin Fields got signed, who's the secondary receiver on this team? It never happened. It never became a thing. Mason Taylor didn't have a target when Justin Fields was still in the game. He gets benched at halftime. Tyrod Taylor comes out. Tyrod Taylor looked like a two-pack ass while he was out there too. So I don't even understand. Like the GM came out today and was like, "Yeah, Justin Fields, blah blah blah."
Bro, he did not hold back because they were talking. He's talking about Aaron Glenn. He's like, "Well, what is somebody supposed to do when you have quarterback play like this?" It was just like, damn, like you were part in signing the guy. Like this is your team.
I could slap the fuck out of him.
Like, this is your team, and he just did not hold back on Justin Fields whatsoever. And now for Justin Fields, it's like, how the fuck do you even want to go back in after my fucking the guy that's supposed to be running this shit is saying that about me? Like, sure, he didn't say Justin, but he just said
a dumpster fire, bro.
Like,
he's a fucking jackass.
And now the Jets are what 0-7, and this is the type of culture you have where you have Woody Johnson just throwing Justin Fields under a fucking semi truck. Just saying, fuck Justin Fields. What is Aaron Glenn supposed to do when he has a guy like Justin Fields? What do you want? What more do you want from him? Like that, I read that shit. Like I saw the note pop up on my phone, and it'd be small, so I couldn't read all of it. I'm like, no way he fucking said this. So I click on that shit, and I'm like, dog, he really said all this about Justin. Like, insane. Woody Johnson, dog.
The play calling, not to defend Justin, he has been bad.
Talk about a 2-pack of ass. But the play calling doesn't help him. Been a fucking 4-pack of ass.
The play calling doesn't help him. His weapons don't help him. Breece Hall, I feel bad for Breece Hall, man. He's had to go through this bullshit for so long, and he's been good this year. But when you hand it off on first down, you throw a bullshit-ass pass on second down, and then you hand it off on third down, what are you supposed to do running it up the middle on 3rd and 6 for the 17th time in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Derek Brown, unbelievable. All season, but especially in this game, he looked great. J.C. Horn completely stopped the Jets' chance at any of a comeback. One-handed, I think he ended up with 2 interceptions, but his one-handed one was beautiful. Back every week, it's like he's not top 5, he's top 2. J.C. Horn, you got my heart, bro. I'm a J.C. Horn fan. I can't even hide it.
Literally,
Lathan Ransom is not playing.
He's not top 2 because you got dude over there in Denver, then you got dude over there in Houston. Are your exact words every week, and then you probably got J.C. right there. That's your exact words every week.
Gonzo up there. Yeah. Lathan Ransom isn't playing enough. You draft him, and I think the 4th round. No reason he's not playing nickel for them. Everything we see Nick Emmanwori doing in Seattle, and we'll get to that game. He's fucking dominating over there. But Lathan Ransom can do the same thing. He's gonna light up whoever's running at him. He lays the fucking hit stick on players. And I think he played 33% of the defensive snaps this game. That's just not enough for a player as talented as he is. Bryce Young ends up with a high ankle sprain in this game. He's expected to miss the Bills game, so anybody put a fucking billion on the Bills because you'll make it back. Rico Dowdle looked way better than Chuba Hubbard. It is Chuba Hubbard's first game, so I don't know. I think Rico had 17 carries to Chuba's 14, but they will make a good 1-2 punch. Xavier Legette had a great game for his standards. Nalo didn't really do much of anything. Jalen Cooker had 26 snaps on offense, 2 targets, and no catches in his first game back. So,
and was he part of the small stock market?
He was part of the small stock market.
But this is a game I wanted to see Bryce Young kind of dominate and look really good against the Jets, because it's like this Jets defense has been poor, and they've outside of them playing against the Broncos, everybody's been able to to have their way against them, and for him in that offense not to be able to kind of kill them. I mean, you got the win at the end of the day, but I would have liked to see more. But hey, the Panthers on the bright side, you're 4-3. Yeah, Bryce Young is hurt for this game, but even then, you lose that game, you're still 4-4, and I think you're still in good shape to maybe fight for that. But, dog, there's I think the Commanders are 3-4 right now. They're sitting at the 13th seed. The NFC is fucking wild. The NFC West might get 3 teams, so you may only be vying for the fucking 7th seed if you're not the NFC West. Like, it's ridiculous how tough the NFC is right now. Like, I was looking at the standings, and it's insane. There's literally going to be like 7 teams vying for the 7th spot. The Lions, the Vikings, the Packers. Go ahead. I'm already knowing. I'm already fucking knowing.
Moving on. We got the shitbag of a game. The Miami Dolphins go into Cleveland and lose 31-6. Where do the Dolphins go from here?
I think it's obvious where the Dolphins go from here, but I guess it's obvious to everyone else but the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel.
The building is burning down.
It's already burnt down. The building's burnt down. They're just standing out there playing football on an empty field. There's no building surrounding it. Mike McDaniel should be gone. He clearly lost the locker room a while ago. He just doesn't seem like he's a leader of these guys. Doesn't seem like he has the pulse on this locker room or of this team. Mike McDaniel should have been gone a couple of weeks ago. But you lose to the Browns, and now you say, we don't expect any changes. We don't plan on making any changes. Are you shitting me? Tua has been fucking putrid. Has been god awful, just throwing fucking meatballs to the defense. He's been putrid. But I can maybe understand, but I still think it's wrong. But you pay Tua whatever you pay him, $200+ million. So that one, you don't want to bench the guy, you don't want to cut the guy, you don't want to eat that money just yet. Sure, even though I think he's been that bad to where you just say fuck it. Quinn Ewers, what you got? We're riding you out for the rest of the season. But, you don't want to bench him. You don't want to cut him because you owe him all that money. I understand it. But there's no reason why Mike McDaniel should still be there. There is no reason why he should still be there. It doesn't make any sense. Even when the Dolphins were good a couple of years in the past, they never beat any good teams. They were always beating up on the bad teams. When they met up with the Chiefs, you knew where they were losing. Josh Allen, you knew he was beating them twice every year. Mike McDaniels honestly should have been gone maybe even last year, the year before. But this year, there's no way you lose. You don't lose to the Browns. They mopped the floor with you guys. And Mike McDaniel's still your guy going into next week. That doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. So I don't understand how everybody else across the NFL, every fan of the NFL can be like, yeah, you guys need to fire that guy right now. Tua's not your guy anymore. Mike McDaniel isn't your guy anymore. But you can just sit back and say, we don't plan on making any changes. I don't know what it is with owners to where it's like everybody else can see something and they don't. Maybe they do see it, but it's too much pride to make that move. I don't know what it is, but it's like, you got to do something. You can't just stand pat and roll out Tua and Mike McDaniel again and again and again and expect something to change. This team isn't good. The Dolphins, ever since Mike McDaniel has taken over, have been a soft team. They're kind of just the finesse. We're going to play some sexy style of football type team, but they have no physicality to them. Mike McDaniel brought that 49er and Kyle Shanahan style of offense over there, but doesn't have that personnel or those type of players. Like the 49ers play a tough, physical, they're going to beat you up throughout the entire game. And Mike McDaniel tried to bring that style of offense over there, but just doesn't have that. They had Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. They're going to be a fast, we're going to, like I said, sexy. It's going to be a highlight reel offense. They're not going to run these fucking 17 plays where we're just beating you up down the field, beating you up, and you're going to feel us. No, the Dolphins just aren't that, but that's the type of offense Mike McDaniel tried to bring over there with these screen pass. And I was just never, let me not say never a fan, but I haven't been a fan these past couple of years, and I for damn sure ain't a fan right now. Something's got to change, and it's got to start with the head coach. And Tua, I can understand not getting rid of him this year, but next year, there's no fucking way Tua comes in as your starting quarterback next year. There's no way. And this is not a tangent, but it's like, you can say, oh, Tua can go somewhere and reinvent himself, maybe. But it's like, because like, oh, you think of, oh, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield. But when you look at those guys, like a Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, those guys have the raw talent. They have okay, he has some ability. Like Sam Darnold can make throws that only a few guys can make. He can roll out and throw it on a rope to somebody 30 yards down the field. Daniel Jones has the mobility. He can make plays with his legs. Baker Mayfield just has that moxie, that fucking that togetherness. You just want to play for the guy. That vibe to him. What does Tua have? What is it about Tua to be like, you know what? I'm Kevin O'Connell. I'm the quarterback whisperer. Let me bring in Tua. I can save his career. I can turn him into something, and we can win with that guy. What is Tua's redeeming factor? I don't know.
He's good in the play action.
I literally don't know what his redeeming factor is. Tua just isn't good, and it's so sad to see for a guy that's gone through what he's gone through. He got his money. He looked like he could possibly be the Dolphins guy in some sense, but now he just looks like a shell of himself, and it's just not fun to watch at all. Like at all. For a team that had players on offense that could be fun to watch at the start of the season, now they're just like, I despise watching the Dolphins, man. I literally despise it. I can't do it.
I think the issue is that there were both 1-5 teams coming into the season, coming into this week. But the Cleveland Browns, everybody knows that they're the Cleveland Browns. Like, they had no expectations. You're starting Joe Flacco. By about week 7, when you've given up on the season, you'll start one of the other guys. That already happened.
Right.
The Miami Dolphins were, I didn't think they had a chance in hell to make it, but they were playoff hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
To come into Cleveland and get belt to fucking ass, your quarterback throws 3 interceptions.
3.
Mike McDaniel isn't even saying he's just get to the fucking sidelines. And you go to the next day. He shouldn't even finished Sunday as a Dolphin. But he's getting another week and probably another week. And the issue with Tua is Tua Tagovailoa is a top 100 quarterback in the whole entire world. So shouts out to him. Not a lot of guys can say that. He's guaranteed $54 million next year. He's not going anywhere. They're not cutting him. It's going to be the same thing as Kirk Cousins, just chilling over in Atlanta. Except, I don't think if Tua Tagovailoa is on the bench, he's just going to be okay with it. The Dolphins are fucked. Royally fucked.
Yeah.
They have nowhere to go.
They don't. They don't. But you see the Broncos who did it. We gave Russell Wilson all that money. Shit, it didn't work. We bit the bullet. We cut the guy. It is what it is. We're going to eat the money. And now look at the Broncos. I'm not saying that's going to happen for the Dolphins, but it's like, you just got to do what you got to do at some point. This dude ain't fucking cutting it. We're cutting our losses. You can go find somewhere else to play, but it ain't going to be for the Miami Dolphins no more. It ain't going to be for us. Like, at a certain point, it's just like, I understand you pay this guy all this money, but he just cannot continue to be your guy, your starter, week in and week out. He just cannot be. Cannot be. There's just nothing you see in Tua to just give you a glimmer of hope. There's literally nothing. Nothing. I can't understand why Tua would start another game. I can't understand why Mike McDaniel would coach another game for the Dolphins. But it is what it is. Like you said, they were playoff hopeful, but man, that dream evaporated in week 1.
I can't understand what's stopping them from tearing everything down and rebuilding. Because Devon Achane, I mean, running backs don't have a ton of potential or a ton of value, but he's a dog.
They got calls for Devon Achane, but they apparently just shot them all down.
Jalen Waddle, phenomenal receiver too. He could get you something. They have talent on this football team, but Darren Waller goes down in this game. He's going to be out for a little while.
They're soft.
I don't know. They're cooked. On the Brown side of things, Tyson Campbell has a pick six. They trade Greg Newsome for him, so shouts out to him. He had been pretty bad for the Jaguars, and I don't even know if this is a turnaround for him because you're playing the Dolphins. Quinshon Judkins had 3 touchdowns, unbelievable. One in the Wildcat, and I hate a Wildcat play. Investing into Jerry Jeudy might have been my worst mistake this season. It's bit me in the ass all year. Hopefully that'll change. Dylan Gabriel didn't have to do a single thing.
Dylan Gabriel hasn't.
He was
been
watching
good.
on the field.
He hasn't been good. He hasn't been good. Fedora,
And
we'll be seeing you in a
the
couple
Brown
weeks.
social media team posted like Dylan Gabriel, no turnovers this season.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, he hasn't been good. I'm expecting to see Shador in a couple of weeks.
I'm not ready for the Shador media, man. I love Shador at Colorado, but like they're treating him like he's LeBron.
Yeah. And it's the same thing Bronny had to go with. It's like Bronny was a 2nd round pick and you hear all this chatter about him. Shador Sanders was a 5th round pick and you hear all this chatter about him as if he was the number 1 overall guy. So it's just the name. The name's just always gonna have him in the media.
Moving on. The New Orleans Saints go into Chicago to play the Bears and fall 26-14. Their center, Eric McCoy, is out for season with a torn bicep. Kendre Miller is out for season, I believe, with a torn ACL, and that man cannot catch a break. Devin Neal out of Kansas should be their backup and hopefully continue to take reps from Kamara because the Saints aren't playing for anything. And Kamara pretty much told them if they trade him, he's retiring. Why?
He says he wants to be. He says he values being able to turn around the ship, right the ship, rather than just going to somebody else and just join someone's coattail. I mean, I respect it, but it's like, come on, dog. At a certain point, it's like enough is enough. And if you're the Saints, it's like, well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to fucking retire then, because we need you off this team. We got to go in a whole new direction.
You know who he's about to be playing with?
I would hope it's Patrick Mahomes. That's the spot I want him to be. It's Kansas City. But who's he gonna
He's
be
about to
playing
be with Michael Thomas. Back with this boy. Back with Drew Brees. They're all together.
Are they coming out of retirement? Is that what you're saying? Damn. Alvin Kamara, please, man. Please. Just accept the fact that you can be traded and just accept the fact that you could be playing somewhere else. I know New Orleans is home, but dog, bro, go win. Go fucking win. Drew Brees ain't walking through those doors no more, man. Go win, please.
The Bears started off this game 20-0. Spencer Rattler had an abysmal game.
Abysmal.
Probably the worst of his season. And I saw people saying, like, let's see what Tyler Shuck can do. He's not changing anything. Spencer Rattler has been good this season. He had a bad game.
People are so like the NFL world and NBA world are just so reactionary because literally just a week ago, every single person was like,
they found their guy.
Nobody's looking at Spencer Rattler, but he's been so amazing. Spencer Rattler, the best kept secret. Yeah, the Saints are 1 win, but Spencer Rattler's been phenomenal. Now it's like, oh, let's see what Tyler Shuck's got. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like, it's just the most jackass shit.
Breaking news! Tyler Shuck doesn't have a damn thing. And he's older than Spencer Rattler. He is older than Spencer Rattler. Why do you take him at 40? Chris Olave ripped off 2 touchdowns in a row for the Saints. He put up 14 points by himself to make it 20-14. The Bears figured out that they should probably stop screwing around. DeAndre Swift has looked good 2 weeks in a row. Kyle Monunga took a lot of carries this game as well. I want to see Chase Young moved. I hate seeing him on the Saints at this point. He's a very talented football player just riding away. And I continue to be impressed with Jonas Sanker and Kool-Aid McKinstry. Caleb Williams was bad in this game. There's no way around it.
Bad.
And because of that, the receivers took a hit to their stats, but he'll be all right. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, Caleb, I think we'll get it together. He's looked good for a majority of this season. Him and that offense have looked good, so I'm not worried about that. But you talk about DeAndre Swift has looked really good. Kyle Monunga has got involved. The running game is what really won this game for the Bears. I think it was 222 yards that they had on the ground. So, and Caleb did a little bit on the ground as well. So for the Bears, you got the win. It wasn't the prettiest. Caleb, I expected to be better, but the Saints and Spencer Rattler, three interceptions, probably his worst game of the season. I don't expect him to play that bad either. I expect him to get back to what he was doing in the first 6 weeks of the season. I still think that he is their guy in the sense that he should be the guy that they're, you're not looking at anybody else right now because Spencer Rattler has been good enough to where we're not worried about our quarterback position right now. Not he's their savior, but we're just not worried about that right now. So I think you still stick to Spencer Rattler, don't do no dumb shit, and bring out Tyler Shuck next week or something. But I think both teams walk away as the same way you came in. The Bears, I don't think you're overly excited about the win. You're not too down about the way you won. And the Saints, it is what it is. You've been competitive this season, but you weren't expecting to win.
Trade Chase Young, trade Chris Olave.
We've been saying the Saints need to blow it up for a year and a half now. Moving on.
They have so much salary cap to just be a two-pack ass.
Salary cap hell.
The Las Vegas Raiders go into Kansas City to play the Chiefs and lose 31-0. Rashee Rice looked phenomenal. Rashard Smith was heavily involved in this game after Kareem Hunt went down. My good buddy Isaiah Pacheco had a touchdown and a decent game overall. Any game going on from now forwards that the Raiders are involved in, don't expect me to know pretty much a damn thing. I'm not interested. Geno Smith had 67 yards and did not get Justin Fields treatment. So I'm cool on y'all. Pete Carroll, have fun. Ashton Jincy, have fun. They said they're not trading Max Crosby, so Max Crosby, have fun. They asked Jacoby Myers about the trade deadline, and he said he has no control over that.
Yeah.
I asked, and they said no.
And then they asked him a follow-up question. They asked him a follow-up question. Was like, well, do you still feel the same way? Do you still want to be traded? He's like, yeah, for sure. But it's not up to me. So I thought that was funny. It's like, he still wants to be gone, but it ain't up to me. So it is what it is. He's like, if I'm here, so I'm here. So it is what it is.
They should trade him. Go with Jack Besh. Go with Dante Thornton. I don't like Trey Tucker. No, nothing against him except the fact that he's 5'6". But like, man, for a team that we expected to be good, no interest. Not good.
No, I expected them to be good.
Exciting.
I expected the Raiders to be good, and I think a lot of people expected them to be good. A 9 to 10 win team. But my fucking goodness, Geno's been awful this season. That offensive line couldn't block if it was me and you rushing the passer. Ashton Genty has no rushing lanes, so his numbers don't look as good. Defense ain't amounting to nothing. I don't have much to say about this game other than the Kansas City Chiefs are officially back, and the Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs, as of right now, if I had to put money on it, are your Super Bowl champions. Rashee Rice comes in, has 2 touchdowns immediately. Juju was still able to get involved. Travis Kelce was still able to get involved. Isaiah Pacheco scored. It's like Hollywood Brown scored. Like, you look at this roster and it's like, it's a ragtag group of guys with a couple of nice pieces here or there, and Patrick Mahomes is still finding a way. Defense is looking better and better as the season goes on. The Chiefs are back, man. I think they're inevitable. We thought the run was over last year. We thought the run was over this year when they started 1-2. The Chiefs are back, and I think they're my Super Bowl pick.
I'm about to put our fantasy football league in like the college football or Madden as a defense. I don't know what made me think it. Like you said, of me and you rushing the pass, and it was like,
well, what's our overalls gonna be? Fucking.
They'd be all right.
Oh, okay.
As a freshman, it'd be like 70s. Let us see who
college football. Okay, I like that. So it's like, are you gonna have like, where would you have like fucking Suge playing? Like, are you gonna put them anywhere, or do you have like specific positions based on how people are like look, their size?
I'd have to think of who the entire 11 is, because like Boots isn't in our fantasy league, but he could play corner.
Morgan has to be corner. Morgan's super athletic. He's shorter.
Or I'd probably put Morgan safety.
Ooh, I like that. And Morgan's a bigger guy. He works out, so he can run and hit somebody.
ISO athletic. He can play corner.
I've never seen ISO, so I'll just take your word for that. Don't know what Plug looks like.
I think Suge is intelligent. He could probably be like our backer.
Our Mike. Our Mike, sure. Or Kevin. I think Kevin might be a nice Mike. That might be our linebacker duo right there. Kevin and Suge. I like that. No, Joe. No, Joe, I don't. Joe's not keeping up. Joe's not keeping up.
D tackle.
Yeah, Joe is looking like Bobby Wagner in pass coverage. They might toast him. They might toast him. So yeah, Joe's our defensive stout guy. Joe's on the defensive line, just stuff in the run. I like that.
Joe and Dark are we're playing a 4-3. Joe and Dark as our D tackles. Me and you off the edges.
Okay.
Or maybe a 4-2-5.
I like myself at linebacker. I like myself. I like myself at linebacker. Off the edge, I don't know about myself. I don't know if I have that twitchiness, that burst to shoot off, and I don't know if I have that. I don't know. So I think I'm backer, or I'm on the I'm a nose tackle or something. I don't think I'm off the edge. I just don't think I got that. And you told me you don't have that speed or quickness. So I don't know if we get into the quarterback.
So you'd rather us be in pass coverage?
No, I think maybe we shift inside, and maybe we're defensive tackles.
I was a corner in my heyday.
I was a big kid, so you know where they had me, in the fucking trenches and in the fucking dirt. Like, bro, you're over fucking didn't matter what you wear. If you're over this, you're on the defensive line.
Yeah, for sure. Tangent.
Crazy
I might
tangent.
have fun with that this weekend.
I like that a lot, but guys like Plug, I don't know what he looks like. Darren's one of our defensive linemen for sure.
I don't know anything about Darren.
Darren's one of our defensive linemen. I don't know what Slip looks like. I think that's everybody else in the league. Yeah.
We got Frosty back there at free safety.
Frosty's in the league. Oh, Devin.
No, Frosty's not in the league, but I'm just thinking of other people in our community. You know what Devin playing?
Fucking bench. He not playing shit.
Devin playing left fucking
left
bench.
out.
Cinch your ass down over there.
Left out. Kamari would be good in our secondary. All right, let's get back to football. Crazy tangent.
I'm gonna figure out 22 people in our community and just take my time and make everybody. I'm playing quarterback.
No. Fuck no. Hell no. Why are you the quarterback?
Hey, I'm making it.
I'm gonna go throw a round of football with my brother. I'm gonna take a video, and you're gonna see I should be quarterback. I
played quarterback my whole life growing up.
I should be the quarterback. If I'm not quarterback, put me on the offense. Put me at tight end. I think I'd make a great tight end. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. But I think I'm best.
Devin playing left and you playing right.
We're left and right out, huh?
Y'all holding that bench down, baby.
Moving on, man.
It ain't going nowhere. Moving on, we got the Indianapolis Colts and the Los Angeles Chargers, our first 405 game. The Colts win 38-24. This shit was never really close. I already mentioned it earlier in the segment. I love when Pittman, Warren, and Pierce all get to eat. Jonathan Taylor is fighting with Bijan to the death to figure out who the best back in football is. Samson.
He's not only fighting with Bijan.
He's fighting with Bijan to figure out who the best back in football is.
Okay.
And then I would put Samson at 3. Samson Ebukam is expected to miss multiple weeks with an MCL injury. Therefore, JT Tuimoloau is going to be getting a lot more reps. He wasn't a healthy scratch this game, so he ended up playing 22 snaps in this. And once Samson went down, and he had 3 quarterback pressures. What a surprise! A good player gets to play and does something. Crazy. And I don't think he was very good in the run, but I don't really think the Chargers ran that much anyways. You mentioned, I don't know if it was on the pod or not, but if you could sell stock in the Chargers, you would have lost a lot of money now because you should have sold several weeks ago. Oronde Gadsden and Keenan Allen were both special in this game. And the Chargers just had 0 rushing presence. This game was boring. I don't have a whole lot to say.
Yeah, that's what I had. What your last statement was, I had written down. The Chargers don't have a consistent run game anymore. They just can't rely on anybody back there anymore. With Travion getting hurt, Najee Harris, tearing his Achilles. They just don't have anybody. Did I say Travion? Yeah, sorry. Omarion Hamptons. Yeah, I just thought about that. But yeah, they just don't have a consistent run game right now, and their offensive line is beat up, so that doesn't help the case anyway. Feels like Justin. Go ahead.
Ezekiel, you think you can come out
Oh
and play
my
for us
goodness.
again?
Justin Herbert's thrown an interception in 4 out of his last 5 games. The Chargers just haven't looked good offensively ever since Joel has gone down and their offensive line has continued to get beat up. They just haven't looked good, and they lost on Marion Hampton. A lot of it has fell on Justin Herbert, and I'm the biggest Justin Herbert guy. I'm the biggest Justin Herbert glazer, Justin Herbert super fan, whatever you want to call it. He's my guy, my favorite quarterback, my favorite player. Justin Herbert's definitely got to be better. If you look at his numbers in this game, be like, oh, you know, he had a pretty solid game, but a lot of that came late. He had that bad interception in the red zone where on one of the few times he was actually given time in the pocket, and he still threw an interception in the end zone. It's like we got to be better than that, Justin Herbert. He was pressured 57.4% of the time, and he played pretty well against the pressure, but it's just like these numbers just aren't sustainable for you to be able to put up points on a consistent basis. But the Colts are really what I care about in this game. I think if they haven't already, if they weren't stamped before, they're stamped
legit.
now. They're legit. This defense was so beat up. DeForest Buckner had 2 sacks. They lost two defensive linemen in this game. They were still able to get pressure on Justin Herbert, albeit against a beat up offensive line. They were still phenomenal in this game. Where was it?
Mooney Ward got put on IR.
Mooney Ward, man, that sucks, bro. And he was playing so well to start this season. Had that bullshit ass fucking concussion in the pregame warmups, and now he's on IR. Ridiculous. But the Chargers, I talked about the Chargers defense, but then the Colts defense, but now the Colts offense. Daniel Jones has been amazing, and we talked about it a bit earlier. They're spreading the ball around. Everybody's getting involved on offense. Tyler Warren, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor's been amazing. Another 3 touchdown game. Yeah, 3 touchdown game again. Daniel Jones hit 7 different targets in this game. He's been phenomenal. The Colts are legit as you can get. They have the best record in the NFL now, sitting there at 6-1. I really would be shocked if the Colts don't win a playoff game. I still think they will have the number 1 seed at the end of the season, but I wouldn't be shocked if they lose that. But I think they will, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up in the championship game or in the Super Bowl at this point. They're playing that damn good. I can't say, you know, oh, well, Dan Jones is your quarterback anymore. I just can't say that. They're playing all around amazing football, and the Colts are 100% stamped. They get Hurley's stamp of approval. They're legit.
Moving on.
Fuck you, Chargers. I'm this close to being done. I'm this close. Started 3-0, and now look at them on some bullshit. We're moving on.
The New York Giants go into Denver and lose 33-32 to the Denver Broncos. The Giants were up 19-0 entering the 4th quarter. The talent is there, and failure now follows. It's continued to follow. It's followed pretty much since his first season. Is it time to move on from Brian Daboll?
If you would have asked me this question after the win, I would have said absolutely not. Absolutely not. Him and Jackson Dart just seem to have this bond. He loves Jackson Dart so much. He was nearly beating the fucking doctor's ass when Jackson Dart went into the blue tent a couple of weeks ago. But that play calling down the stretch, and I know it's Jackson Dart's fault ultimately. He's the one that threw that pass, that interception late in the game that allowed that Broncos comeback. But for you to, I think it was run, pass on 3rd down. Why would you pass it there when you run the ball, force the Broncos to use a timeout there, and they maybe don't win this game? But you call a pass there. Again, it's Jackson Dart's fault. He threw that pass. But you call a pass there, it gets intercepted, and now the tides have completely fucking turned. The Broncos have all the momentum, and now they're on to win this game. And sure, you can blame it on, well, this auto-generated Madden kicker that wears number 99 missed 2 extra points for us. Sure, you can.
Your mouth wasn't synced with your talking. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I was saying, sure, you can blame it on this auto-generated Madden kicker that wears number 99, but at the end of the day, it has to come down to coaching at some point. It just has to. Jackson Dart has played his ass off. He has played amazing. And we talked about this in the preview. Jackson, yeah, they're playing the Broncos, but Jackson Dart has showed up against tough competition. He showed up against the Chargers when they upset the Chargers in his first start. He showed up against the Eagles when they upset the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. And he didn't have if you look at his numbers and his completion percentage, it wasn't the greatest. But Jackson Dart showed up in this game. He showed up. He produced more than enough for the Giants to win this game. And for you to have a collapse of this magnitude, I think that they were up. I have it here somewhere. They were up 18 with 5 minutes left in the game. 18. That is 3 score. The Broncos have to go down and score 3 times. That's if they score 3 straight touchdowns. 3 times to beat you in that game. 3 times with 5 minutes left. That would be crazy if the Broncos, if you didn't touch the ball and the Broncos just got 3 consecutive possessions. But you get the ball in between that. It's not like the Broncos score and they get the ball again. You get the ball. And somehow they managed to win this game in 5 minutes. That is ridiculous. That is just coaching malpractice. I think he has to be gone. And I was vying for him to stay because that bond that he has with Jackson Dart, you just want that quarterback and coach relationship. And it seemed like they had it. He loved Jackson Dart. Maybe because he knew Jackson Dart was all he had saving his job. But after a collapse like this, I think Brian Daboll has to go without question. Without question, he has to go. This was putrid. I understand it's the Broncos, but you cannot have Bo Nix look like the second coming of fucking Joe Montana against you in the 4th quarter and just lead a miraculous comeback against you. This was disgusting to watch because it was like the Giants were up and it's like, you were texting me, oh, here go the Giants, here they go. And it's like, no way the Giants are going to do this. Then it's like, oh, no, the Giants aren't going to do this. They were just messing around. Bo Nix is making it interesting. They're not going to do this. Then the Broncos score again. And it's like, oh, hold on now. Then the Giants go down, score, and then the dude misses the extra point. It's like, no way they're about to do this. Once he missed that extra point, you knew the game. You knew it was over. You knew the Broncos were going to win that game. And he missed the extra point, and I'm like, the Giants really did this. Then Bo Nix goes down, and they hit the field goal to win this game. And it's like, damn, bro. Brian Daboll has to be gone. Has to be gone.
And what was that kicker's name?
Couldn't tell you. Number 99. Like, I literally texted you. Who the fuck is this number 99? That's because that's literally what Madden will do to your kicker. Give him number 88 because nobody has it. Number 97. Like what are we doing here? And they ended up releasing him today, but man, just a terrible loss for the Giants. And it's the fact that if the Giants won that game, they are players in the NFC. They are there. And with the Commanders looking like their season's over, the Cowboys having an elite level offense, but their defense is so super susceptible. It's like, hold on now. We're not just trying to be competitive. We're gunning for the 2nd seed in our division. We're gunning for that 7th spot. But now you lose this game to the Broncos, and you just come back to earth, down to earth, and it's just like, damn. Because this could have been so many good wins for Jackson Dart already, so young into his career, so early on. You have a win against the Chargers, you have a win against the Eagles, and then you get a win against the Broncos. 3 tough defenses Jackson Dart has looked damn good against. Damn good. And you blow this game, man. This is just heartbreak for the Giants. If they get this win, I wouldn't be shocked if they're vying for the 7th seed at the end of the season. I wouldn't pick them to make it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're the 9th seed, the 8th seed. They just miss out. But now with the loss like that, man, I just don't see it anymore.
It's tough. We mentioned it last pod or the pod before maybe. The Giants are seeing that like they're must-see TV right now.
This is what I expected coming into the season. They were going to be a competitive team. This is what I expected.
It's disappointing.
On the other side.
And then
sorry, go ahead.
The interception you kept mentioning, they were up 26-16. Jackson Dart steps up in the pocket and just throws it. He just lofts it up and just.
It was a bad play. He just ran into pressure. Just ran into pressure for no reason. It was a really bad play. But on the other side of things, the Broncos, the sustainability has been like the talking point of this episode. It seems like this is not sustainable. Yeah, and 1 game suspension because he like ran after the referee or whatever. But talk about sustainability. This is not, that's funny when you think about it, just running after the ref. But this is not sustainable. This is ridiculous. I have some numbers here. Bo Nix this season, in quarters 1 through 3, he's played 21 quarters that are 1 through 3. He's completing 60% of his passes, has 8 total touchdowns, an 81 passer rating, 5.6 yards per attempt, and the Broncos have 92 points in those 21 quarters. In the first through third quarter, they played 21 quarters and they have 92 points. And those were his numbers. In the fourth quarter this season, they played 7 fourth quarters, obviously. Bo Nix is 68% of his passes, has 6 total touchdowns, 104 passer rating, 7.5 yards per attempt, and they've scored 71 points in the fourth quarter this season. 71. It's ridiculous, and they cannot keep this up. Bo Nix is just not going to turn into Joe Montana every fourth quarter. It's just not going to happen. And I had it written down here. I'm a Bo Nix guy. I don't trust Bo. This shit just ain't gonna happen every week, Bo Nix. You're not gonna be able to look like me out there on a football field against like a fucking teenager on a football field against grown men every week for 3 quarters, then just light it up in the fourth quarter like you did last week, like you did against the Eagles. That's just not gonna fly every week. It's just not gonna happen. So the Broncos, yeah, they're 5-2, but fuck no. The Broncos are 5-2, but I'm losing hope on the Broncos. I didn't have much hope in them to begin with, but I'm losing hope steadily on the Broncos. I just don't like what I'm seeing from them. I really don't. And it's really Bo Nix in that offense, because Bo Nix has just been so on and off. I just can't buy into it.
I didn't really care about the game. I wanted to talk about today. Sean Payton, I think it was late yesterday when he got interviewed. He said he recently told Giants owner John Mara he was hoping they'd turn to Jackson Dart at quarterback once their game had passed. Pretty much saying, I want to bust Rust's ass. Mm-hmm. The man is like 70. Just being petty. For no reason.
Yeah, Russ called it like classless, and it was. It was. Just for no reason.
Russ tweets out today. Classless, ... but not surprised. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later through the media. Sunglass emoji, laugh emoji.
The bounty gate.
Hashtag, let's ride.
Yeah. I will never hate Russell Wilson, bro. Even when he was a Seahawk, I loved the guy. But yeah, Sean Payton, there was just no reason for that. Definitely just classless. Just no reason for it. It is what it is, though. It's funny. It's definitely funny, but it definitely is classless.
Green Bay Packers go into Arizona and play the Cardinals and win 27-23. This is a close game, but once again, I didn't find a whole lot of enjoyment in it. Maybe I just don't like the Packers, man.
This week was not great.
The Cardinals tried making the game entertaining for their standards, especially without Kyler, but I just never felt threatened from the Packers standpoint. And I hate seeing what Jacoby Brissett can do with his offense, because it really it's showing them that Kyler Murray's not their guy. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know where else Kyler can go. He's just a short quarterback.
Right.
His future's written on the walls. Trey McBride had himself a game. Zay Jones outperformed Marvin Harrison this week, which should never be the fucking case. Bam Knight continues to take more and more stock out of that RB1 room. Micah Parsons was brilliant. I think he had 4 quarterback hits, 3 of them being sacks. Especially late when it was fake close, he just turned the corner. Yeah. I love Josh Jacobs. He's one of my favorite running backs in all of football. And Romeo Doubs has continued to be the wide receiver one I wanted him to be.
Yeah, you talked about, there isn't really much to say in this game. You talked about Kyler Murray and the outlook on him based on how Jacoby Brissett's been able to play. Doesn't look great for Kyler and his future in Arizona, but that is what it is. But the Packers just, I don't know what it is. The Packers just haven't looked dominant. Like, after a couple of weeks, we're all crowning them the best team in the NFL, but the Packers really don't have that, we just whoop some fucking ass statement win, we mollywop these guys. They just don't have, I mean, sure, you can call it the Lions in week 1, but it's like, I mean, it was week 1 for all intents and purposes. It just really doesn't mean much to either way, whether you would have lost or you would have won, doesn't mean much. Yeah, they beat the Commanders in week 2 on, I think it was Thursday Night Football. But it's like, after that, it's like, you lost to the Browns, you tied with the Cowboys, you beat the Bengals by 9, you go down to the wire with the Cardinals. I just haven't seen a dominant performance from the Packers really in this game. But you talked about Micah Parsons. He was amazing in this game. Had 3 sacks, 10 pressures. He was amazing. Jordan Love has been relatively quiet this season as well. But he made some
Which
pretty
isn't necessarily a
a
bad
bad
thing
thing,
either,
right?
though.
He made some. He made some really clutch plays in this game while even getting drilled, while getting hit. He made some big time throws. So I thought he was pretty good in this game. But yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm just waiting for the Packers to live up to what we thought they could be. I mean, they're still number one in the NFC because they have that tie, so 4-1-1. But even then, it's like there's still a few teams I take over them just watching the teams play. Like I would still take the Bucks. I would still take the Lions. I would still take the Rams. I may even take the Seahawks right now if you asked me. But I'm not taking the Vikings. I don't think I'd take the Niners. I would take the Eagles over the Packers. It's just like for a team we coined so early on, the best team in the NFC, maybe even the best team in NFL, it just seems like they've kind of just dragged on to start this season. And I'm waiting for them to kind of flip the switch and turn it up to what I know they can be.
And we both are still taking the Panthers over them, so.
Let's move on.
Moving on, the Washington Commanders go into Dallas and get belt to ass, 44-22. The Dallas Cowboys offense is one of the best I have ever seen with my own eyes. Unfortunately, their defense is filled with a bunch of prepubescent farm animals.
The Hurls and Smallz defense.
Came back. The Hurls and Pierre defense. CeeDee Lamb came back, and George Pickens kind of got pushed to the side a little bit. He still had a decent game, but not nearly as many targets as he had been season. I love Jake Ferguson. He's one of my favorite tight ends in all of football, and he's been Mr. Reliable so far this season. 7 receptions in this game alone on only 29 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns in those 29 yards. Javonte Williams bounces back after last week being really bad for him. Jaden Blue, best game of his young career. Jadeveon Clowney has been good since they signed him. He's been one of their best players, most impactful players, which is sad because he sat as a free agent forever. DeRon Bland with another pick six since a couple years ago. Did he win DPOY or should he?
No, he
won.
Didn't.
He didn't.
Mm-mm.
He was damn close though. And Donovan Ezeraku has been nice to see for me as a guy who liked him coming out of Boston College. He's continuing to get better as he becomes more aware of the NFL. Jaden Daniels, you mentioned it earlier, got hurt again. This Commanders offense is people are posting like if you cover up Giannis and look at the rest of the Bucks roster, it's some dog shit.
Yeah.
If you cover up Jaden Daniels and look at the rest of this Commanders offense, it's some dog shit.
Yeah.
And without him, they're gonna be terrible. I haven't liked the defense all season.
At all. Feels like we already talked about this game almost. Like when you said moving on to Commanders Cowboys, I was like, did we not already talk about this? But we haven't, just because they came up earlier. But yeah, you talked about I'll start with their defense, like you talked about. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore had 2 defensive pass interferences in this game. Gave up a 44-yard catch to George Pickens on 2nd and 17. He has not been great, and he's not been the only problem on that defense. That defense as a whole has not been good this season. I never liked the signing of Javon Kinlaw. Bobby Wagner, we know, has taken a step back. This defense just hasn't been great, and they've been beat the fuck up. Jaden Daniels has been hurt. Scary Terry hasn't played in forever. Debo didn't play. Noah Brown didn't play. I mean, your most reliable guy is Zach Ertz. Luke McCaffrey, we don't really know what he is. He seems like he's just the kind of a kickoff punt returner gadget guy. We use him every now and then. Exactly. I like you said, I talked about their schedule earlier on in the episode. Their season is over. I think if you ask me, it's just a piss poor season. And I talked about this earlier on. Like I didn't have them making the playoffs, and I kind of justified it by like looking at the Texans, not that they're 1-to-1 roster-wise, but the Texans coming off of their season with their rookie quarterback who lit up the league in CJ Stroud. And the second year, they just didn't look so hot. And not that I predicted the Commanders just come in and just be this bad, but it's like I saw a world where it's like, you know what? It was a honeymoon season for us in some sense of the word. But like I can see us falling back down to earth. I just never thought they were really that elite class of the NFC. I just never saw it. And this has just got to be disappointing. Like Joe asked me to like go in on them, but I just don't really have much to say. It's just super disappointing because it's like there's not much they can do here. They're just super beat up, and now you're losing Jaden Daniels for a game. We saw what Marcus Mariota looked like throwing that pick six, and now he's throwing to nobody. So this ain't gonna look good for the Commanders. Their season's over. But on the Cowboys side of things, that offense, you talked about it, bro. Dak Prescott, bro, you're a couple defensive players away from being the MVP. If your defense was just this much better, you'd be the runaway MVP. Dak Prescott's been sensational. He has 3 touchdowns and 0 INTs in 4 straight games. He's been amazing. And the Cowboys defense was a lot more improved in this game. They've been a defense that has ran zone 82% of the time in their first 6 games of the season. They used zone 52% of the time in this game before it got out of hand and the game was late and they were playing a bit of prevent and just playing it safe. Just don't allow anything over the top. But before the game got out of hand, they played man 52% of the time. And you saw that play a factor in this game, and they were able to contain the Commanders' offense. And maybe that's their recipe to look at a little better on defense. I don't know. Maybe just because it was the Commanders, you didn't really have anybody that you're worried about beating you, so you could go man. But yeah, it is what it is. It's just disappointing season for the Commanders. We can move on.
I still have faith in Kyrie Elam.
And he looked good. He looked good in this game.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
The San Francisco 49ers had the Atlanta Falcons come into town, and they beat the Atlanta Falcons 20-10 in this game in pretty much of a defensive battle. And man, there's no way I could start talking about this game without mentioning Christian McCaffrey was everything. Christian McCaffrey was phenomenal in this game, and I had a tweet in this game. George Kittle coming back and CMC looking the best he's looked in the run game is no coincidence. George Kittle, welcome back. We've absolutely missed you because without you, this run game is fucking putrid. I have some numbers here. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. George Kittle didn't record a catch, so you look at his numbers and like, oh, George Kittle didn't do much of anything on the field. But George Kittle's impact in this game, when George Kittle was on the field, it was 28 carries, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1.4 average yards before contact. George Kittle off the field, 6 carries, 12 yards, -2 yards average before contact. George Kittle's impact was felt in this game. Christian McCaffrey looked the best he's looked on the ground in this game. Mac Jones, that interception was not his fault at all. I'm not going to say he was bad in this game. He definitely wasn't good. He just didn't have to do anything. Yeah, he just literally, anybody could have been in Mac Jones' position on Sunday night, and we would have been perfectly fine. He just didn't have to do anything. He was just fine, but he made timely throws. Like that third down play to Christian McCaffrey, when Christian McCaffrey just kind of just ran forward, and he was open up the seam, and just nobody was guarding him.
Wide open. I was pissed.
Wide open, and Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey talked about it after the game. Christian McCaffrey was running off the field, and Kyle Shanahan was like, no, get your ass back in there. Like, you're going to be open on this play. And he literally, and next thing you know, he's wide open on the play. So shouts out to Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is the runaway coach. And let me not say runaway because Shane Steichen's right there. But Kyle Shanahan, I think, is the coach of the year, going through with all he's went through this season and all his players being gone. I think he's the coach of the year. He's done an amazing job. Robert Saleh, we already talked about this, so we don't need to spend much time. Robert Saleh has been amazing. Losing Fred Warner, losing Nick Bosa. Tatum Bethune had himself a fucking game, had 10 tackles. I think it was 2 tackles for loss. He was amazing in this game. Chase Lucas, another 7th round pick, was great in this game. Almost had a pick 6 at the end to seal it, but it went right through his hands. Deommodore Lenoir did his thing as always. Bryce Huff was amazing in this game, but he ended up getting hurt towards the end of it as well. Man, Robert Saleh has done wonders on this defense. Even without the star-studded names, he's been able to make this defense look good. And now for the Niners as a whole, after Fred Warner got hurt, I was like, okay, there's no need to trade for a defensive end to replace Nick Bosa. Season's probably cooked. No need to do that. I'm all the way back in. Go trade for a defensive end. Go get Trey Henderson. Go get Matt Crosby. Go get Kayvon Thibodeau. Go get somebody. Especially now with Bryce Huff being out. Go get somebody because this defense and this team has shown they are still capable of winning. No Brock Purdy. No. What happened?
I said earlier I wanted a guy traded. A guy that previously played for your team.
No, Chase Young's not coming back to the Bay. But no Brock Purdy, no Brandon Ayuk still, no Ricky Pearsall, no Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, obviously, no George Kittle. We're missing so much talent. We're 5-2, 3-0 in the division with wins over every single team in the division. I mean, there's no way you can look at this team and just be like, we're just going to throw in the towel even though we've lost all we've lost. You have to still be aggressive because the NFC is so wide open. Anybody can win the NFC, it seems like, at this point. So I think you have to stay aggressive, make a move here before the trade deadline. And let's see what we can do when we get back healthy, man, because This team continues to fucking fight. Literally before the game, I told my brother, I don't care who wins. It really don't matter to me. Fred Warner's injury demoralized me so much. And George Kittle talked about it in his post-game presser. They showed Fred Warner on the screen, and we had to go fucking silent count because they were so loud for him, man. Fred, I fucking miss you. I love you, bro. But just know this season ain't fucking over. They said you could come back if we make the Super Bowl. Where Fred Warner, you have not played your last game this season, my man. You have not. You have not. Go ahead. Go ahead. Put your fucking hand down. I'm not betting on that shit.
Does your team have Baker Mayfield? So they're fucked.
We have a guy named Michael McCorkle-Jones, though. We have a guy named Brock Purdy, though.
Okay, that's just.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
His middle name is McCorkle.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, that's where that come from. McCorkle, Michael McCorkle-Jones.
The Falcons' offense disappointed me in this game. Yeah, the Niners look good, but outside of Bijan's one touchdown, they didn't do a damn thing. Drake London was amazing last week. Drake London was amazing last week and came back and told us to eat a dick this week because he didn't do anything.
When you have a guy like Deommodore Lenoir on you every now and then, it's going to be pretty tough.
Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts both picked up some of the slack. They look pretty good this week.
Two guys I had on fantasy.
Bitch ass dude I know have him in fantasy.
Yeah. My brother was like, and we had friends over, and they were like, aren't you a Niners fan? Because I was like, Kyle Pitts, get the fucking ball. And whenever you got, I'm like, hell yeah, go. And they're like, what the fuck you doing? I thought you were a Niners fan. But if you didn't know me, you would have thought I was the biggest Eagles fan. Because I was rooting my ass off for Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts.
Eagles.
Oh, Eagles, holy shit, I'm tweaking. Falcons fan, sorry.
Michael Penix was okay in this game, but he has to be so much better. If they wanted to be that special team that they have flashes of being, I said it last week, they're never a fucking complete team. They always just show these flashes. He has to be truly special if they want to get to where they want to get to. Devon Diablo got hurt in this game, and their defense just wasn't as good without him. He's a stud. Trent Williams, after the game, said that they had to go out there and dominate the trenches, and then they just let Christian McCaffrey be Christian. Now, that's all it was, man. Not a whole lot to say other than Christian McCaffrey is amazing. Upton Stout is a midget, and Tatum Bethune has a fan in me. D. Winters also did his thing.
Baller. The 49ers are just linebacker university, man. What can I say?
What can I say except you're welcome?
Shout out to the Niners, man.
Moving on to a real quarterback. Baker Mayfield goes into Detroit and gets belts the ass, 24-9. Says Johnson had a really cool touchdown play, but beyond that, they didn't do anything. Baker Mayfield tried, but he spread the ball out. He got pretty much everyone involved, and nobody did a whole lot of anything. Rough day for Rachaad White. The whole story of this game is Jahmyr Gibbs just being an absolute manimal. In the run game, he was elite. In the pass game, he was elite. Amon-Ra did Amon-Ra things. And coming into the season, it was Dan Campbell. He's going to have to show if he's an actual good coach. And I would say that John Morton and Kelvin Shepard are doing perfectly fine, man.
Yeah, you talked about Jahmyr Gibbs already. I'm talking about his counterpart, his knuckles. Dave Montgomery's snap counters just continue to go down and down and down, and it's just like, damn.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, and it's looking like he may not be there next season. It looks like this is just Jahmyr Gibbs' backfield, and I know Dan Campbell said he's trying to work on, getting them both involved. Sometimes it might be David Montgomery's game. I just don't see that much happening anymore. Because he this season he's only been on the field for 39% of their plays. In 2023 it was 48. Last year it was 42. This year is 39. So I don't know, but the Lions defense and that secondary specifically looked damn good, even without Brian Branch, no Kirby Joseph.
Whole game,
they
bro. It was like
still
they're
look,
missing this guy.
and they still played a damn good game. Baker just looked like he overthrew everything. Baker just was out of sync this entire game. He wasn't great in this game. And then it didn't help that you had Mike Evans get that concussion and then break his collarbone. So that 1K season streak, it ends at what, 11 season. Mike Evans, we appreciate it, but you know, all good things come to an end, and you know, we'll be seeing you next year. And it sucks because this is a contract year for Mike Evans, so hopefully he still gets his money in the offseason. I know Chris Godwin got hurt, but still got his money, so hopefully Mike Evans still gets his. But even Jared Goff, like neither quarterback was great in this game. Jared Goff wasn't good in this game either. Jared Goff was only 1 for 7 on passes, 10 yards for 24. He threw for on passes 10 plus yards. He was 1 for 7, threw for 24 yards and had an interception. 194 of Jared Goff's yards came after the catch, which was 80.5% of his yards. Jared Goff didn't do much of anything. He didn't have to. This was just the Lions defense, even though they were beat up like they were last year, still coming out and performing and playing a damn good game against Baker and the Bucs.
I think if you look at this team, or if you look at this game and say which team has Jahmyr Gibbs, that's why the outcome was what it was. And Amon-Ra got interviewed after the game, and he said that they love each other and they're going to show that every week. And I thought that was pretty cool. Brian Brandt will be back next week.
Him and Cam Bynum, man. They're 1 and 2 for celebrations.
Him and Gibbs. I love doing that shit.
I love their celebrations. I look forward to it every game, bro. I love their celebrations.
Well, I'm going to tell you that when they play Minnesota, you're going to be disappointed.
Boy, Amon-Ra, get practicing your celebrations. You're going to have about 10 of them. Moving on.
10 of them stuck in his head because he's not going to get to use them. Moving on.
I like that.
Houston Texans going into Seattle at 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 o'clock. And losing 27-19. The storyline going into this game was Jackson Smith-Njigba versus Derek Stingley. Nico Collins gets a concussion in this game. Nobody helped C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud didn't look good, but the only play that worked the entire game for them was I'm a play action, I'm going to roll left, and I'm going to hit this screen to Dalton Schultz on the right. Or I'm play action, I'm going to roll right, and I'm going to hit the screen to the left. At one point, he takes the snap. The whole line is going left. They had motioned right. Get the defense flowing that way. The offensive line going left. He turns, goes like this. Woody Marks is over here. So he runs over to Woody Marks and still gives it to him. And why are you at a 3rd and 1, a 4th and 1, and you're turning and giving it to your back who's 10 yards away, straight up the middle? It's 4th and 1. Commentator, I don't know who commentated this game. Maybe we'll see the tush push here. No way they run it up the middle.
It was Joe Buck and Troy.
This was Orlovsky.
Oh, this was Orlovsky? Okay. I didn't know if Orlovsky was the first game.
I think this was Orlovsky.
Okay.
The Texans offense has been terrible. Bobby Slowick last season wasn't good, but Nick Caley has been a whole different level of bad. I think that the entire staff from top to bottom, and as much as I like D'Amico Ryans, they can all fucking go. CJ is a problem, but he's not the problem right now. Nick Chubb, love you to death. You had a great career. He doesn't have much left in the tank. And outside of Nico Collins, Jalen Noel looked decent in this game. Jaden Higgins has been okay this season, but they just don't have much going on. The defense is one of the best. The defense might be the best in the world. But when the offense doesn't give you anything. Will Anderson had 7 of your fucking 19 points. He gets the tackle. He strips the ball. He jumps on it with one hand and gets the touchdown. He made the whole play by himself. And shout out to the punter. Their punter. Oh my gosh. Number 6. I think their punter is Townsend. Or I might be bugging. I don't know. I'm not a really big punter guy. On the opposite side of the ball. No way Jackson Smith-Njigba cooks this team. No way Jackson Smith-Njigba cooks Derek Stingley. Sam Darnold going to take a little bit of a step back because this defense is too damn good. Sam Darnold drops that ball wherever he wants it, dude. Left, I don't even know if you were still watching at that point, but he threw it on the left side of the field, right on the sideline. straight in the bucket. It hit Kamari Lassiter's hand and didn't matter. Anytime Kamari Lassiter was lined up on Jackson Smith and Jigba, it was free cheese. Sam Darnold looked at it and was like, oh yeah, we got him. And Kamari Lassiter is not a slouch. He's not Derek Stingley, but he's far from a slouch. The run game in this game for the Seahawks looked much better than it had so far this season. K3 was very good. and I haven't been a big Charbonnet guy this year because he's been stealing K3's handoffs. But Charbonnet ends up with 2 touchdowns in this game, and that's out to him. I talked earlier when I was talking about Latham Ransom. Draft process comes around. Everybody falls in love with him. 6'3", safety, fast as hell. I think he ran a 4.28 40. He ends up falling a little bit back to like where he was projected early on instead of letting the combine boost him too much. He is a fucking man on the defense. And I saw a tweet where it was like a game where Cam Chancellor's in attendance and you're doing this and it's him diving and making the play. He's playing nickel. He can play normal linebacker. You can put him anywhere you want. He's like a Kyle Hamilton. I wanted him in Baltimore so bad. Having 2 of them absolute demons back there, and we getting the demon back this week. So we gonna be all right in Baltimore. But like, I text you at the end of the third quarter when the Texans were punting again and said, I'm going to bed. I can't do this shit no more. Because that was, or maybe they weren't punting. I think that was when they turned and handed it off on 4th and 1 and ran it straight up the middle and got fucking stuffed like a dumbass that they fucking are. I missed the part where JSN pushed this dude out of bounds and they caused the big old shuffle and they're scuffling. He's sitting on a bench. And the ref comes over and is on top of him, boxing everybody out.
Protected him.
That shit looks hilarious, dude. It looks like AI.
For sure. Because I woke up and I saw that clip and it's like, it's something, the caption was whatever, ref protecting JSN. And I see JSN sitting on the bench. And I see all the players start, coming over to mob him. And the ref is just fighting through everybody and just shit gets on top of him. He's like, no, I'm not. Like, it was crazy.
JSN's just chilling.
Just chilling. Shout out to that ref. Yeah, you talked about most everything to say about this game, but yeah, CJ Stroud isn't the problem, but he is a problem for sure. You said it. He was 4 for 14, 1 touchdown, 1 interception under pressure. He hasn't been great, but even aside from him not being great, you had Nick Chubb, who had a big drop in this game. Nico Collins had a big drop in this game. The run game has been absent all season. I mean, as much as I want to blame CJ Stroud, and he deserves a lot of the blame, so does everybody else. If CJ Stroud deserves 50% of the blame, everybody else deserves 2 times that amount of blame. Because like you said, he is a problem, but everybody else is the problem. This team fucking sucks. This offense is horrid. For this defense to be as good as it is, and the Seahawks gave them chances. Ernest Jones made plays on the Seahawks defense, so I know life was tough for CJ Stroud. Nicky Manwari made plays. Ty Okada had 9 tackles, a sack, and a pass breakup. Drake Thomas had 3 pass breakups. The Seahawks made plays on defense. I understand it. But for your defense and the Texans to make that many plays for you, give you that many chances, and you cannot do a damn thing with the ball. I mean, like what are we doing? What are we doing before we decide to make some changes, rethink some things, actually give a shit about our offensive line? Something. Because this is bad to watch. And I talked about it. I was like, I hope that Ravens game wasn't just like it's the Ravens, everybody beats up on the Ravens. I hope it was their get right game. And boy, it was the first portion. It was just the Ravens, everybody beats up on the Ravens. It was not no fucking get right game. This offense went right back to being the offense they looked like before that Ravens game. And if they would have won this game, it's like, okay, they're players in the AFC South now. Jags lost. They can maybe catch the Jags, probably won't catch the Colts, but hey, they could vie for a 7-6 spot. Now I just don't know, man. I just don't know how I can see anything bright for this offense. I don't know how I could have any hope for this offense. It's been so bad for a defense that's been so great. I can't even see a world where the Texans
this offense
get into the playoffs.
This offense is costing Will Anderson Defensive Player of the Year right now.
It's bad. Like, you have so many good players over there, so many great players on that defense. That defense is balling their ass off. You talked about it, maybe the best defense in the league, but they just have an incompetent offense on the other side, so it don't fucking matter. It literally don't matter. Dak Prescott, boy, he would kill. He would kill for a defense half as good as this. Dak Prescott may be the 1 seed if he had a defense half as good as this. But you got CJ Stroud of that offense over there not doing a damn thing with it, man. It's sad. That's all I got. Producer also called me about this one. He said it's rising fast. It's rising faster than the quarterback corner. It's rising faster than Smallz' stock market. The people are loving this one. They're loving the Griller Chill.
I got three takes for Herlins. He gets to chill with 2 of them. He can only grill 1 of them. So if they're all 3 bad takes, he's gonna have to live with 2 of them and call it a day. Starting off, the Pittsburgh Steelers currently lead the AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens are primed to bounce back once Lamar is there.
Gosh, bro. I'm
However,
so tired of this.
However, neither team will win this division. Joe Flacco and the guys in Cincinnati will steal this.
Let me look at the Bengals schedule. Because I'm about ready to grill the fuck out of this. The Bengals got Jets, Bears, Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns, sorry. There's some tough games in there, but there's definitely some winnable ones. And they just beat the Steelers, so the Steelers are 4-2 now. Bengals are 3-. Like, I think the Ravens are out of it. So the Ravens don't even matter to me in part of that question. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Ravens in this because I the Ravens are out of it. They're not catching either team, I don't think. But you know, they just beat the Steelers. They're technically only 1 game back. The Steelers did have a bye, so they're technically only 1 win back of the Steelers. So I can see this. I can see this. If we get, we're not going to get the Joe Flacco we got on Thursday night, but if we get a Joe Flacco that can just get the ball to his weapons like he did, just get the ball to Jamar Chase as much as you can, I can see them somehow, you know, finding a way to win this division. And because that means Joe Burrow will be back. Joe Flacco's not going to lead them all the way into the playoffs. Joe Flacco just has to keep the ship steady, just give them enough of a chance to get in, and Joe Burrow will do the rest. So Joe Flacco can just keep them afloat. I believe I can believe in Joe Burrow to come back and be able to finish the job off. So I'm gonna chill with this one. I could see it.
You believe in the Joe Show?
Yeah, I believe in both shows. Because I was one that said Joe Flacco would come here and give them a pulse, change some things. Because Jake Browning was some hot fucking ass.
You gonna hate me? Bijan Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor have all been phenomenal this season. However, the man leading the league in receiving yards alone, Jackson Smith-Njigba will finish the season as #1 in all-purpose yards.
That's not crazy at all. At all. Like, whatsoever. Oh, my God. The shit he's doing is ridiculous. I think he has 100 yards in 6 of his first 7 games. Like, it's insane what he's doing. And Puka might have been on that pace as well if he didn't get hurt. But I don't think that's crazy, like, at all. I think it'll be tough because what Christian McCaffrey does in the receiving game is ridiculous. Like, he's literally our #1 receiver. Bijan as well. So, I think I'm going to grill this one. I think this is going to be the one I grill because I really just don't see it happening. Because for him to do that, he may have to have close to 2,000 yards. Because Christian McCaffrey looks like he's going to have 1,000 through the air and 1,000 on the ground. And probably the same for Bijan Robinson. And I just don't know if JSN's going to have 2,000 yards. So I'm going to grill this one, not because he can't put up the numbers, but I think the guys just have more of an advantage because obviously they're running back, so they're going to be running the ball, and they also can be split out wide. So I'm going to take Christian McCaffrey or Bijan Robinson to lead the league in all-purpose yards rather than JSN.
That's completely fair. Last one.
He's smirking, so I know.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Oh my God, no. Fuck.
And the Seattle Seahawks is the best division battle in the entire NFL. Because both teams are extremely legit.
Fuck. Oh, that's a good thing. Oh, yeah, that's a good thing. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. But I think the Rams are in there as well. But I think the Seahawks are the best team in the division. But I think the Rams are part of this as well. I think this is the best division in football. Because the Cardinals are competitive. They've lost 4 straight games by 1 score. So I think they're competitive. Not a good team, but they're competitive. But the other 3 teams, I think, are legit. Like, I think the Seahawks are legit contenders. I think the Rams are legit contenders. And I think the Niners, once we get back healthy, maybe not as of right now, but I got to see what we look like when we get our players back. If and when we can get healthy, if we make a move at the deadline, I think we can be contenders as well. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think for sure one of these 3 teams will be on championship weekend. If not, both teams will be playing in championship weekend. So I definitely can get down with this. I've been saying for a couple of weeks now, I think the Seahawks are legit, and the Niners really have moved me being able to win without a lot of talent. So I'm buying in this one heavy. The best division in football.
Fair enough. You happy with what you grilled? Now that you know them all?
Yeah, I think so.
There. Moving on. You know Wall Street does some sketchy things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take all the money that y'all invested into my stock market. I'm gonna take it and run. If you want to know who I told y'all to buy in on last time and you didn't see it, go check out the short form because I'm not bringing it up.
Wow. Wow.
Fantasy 4-man, Hurley's bust my ass this week. I posted the results on Twitter. He ends up beating me like 92-57. And after we picked our teams, it was like, I like my team. I think I might bust your ass. I said, I like your team. I think you might bust my ass.
Yeah. I love the Fantasy 4-man, man. I absolutely love it. My favorite segment on the show. I heard it's the people segment now. That's what I heard.
We're now tied 3-3 on the season.
We're just going back and forth.
I gotta keep you interested in it. So like,
here we fucking go. I'm not even entertaining that.
I had to take Harold Fannin.
That's why you should use my strategy. I always say every week, I can't leave my tight end open. I'm just gonna take my tight end here. You know, maybe you just gotta come with a new strategy.
I still had quarterback. You want me to take Dylan?
You should have thought about that earlier on with your first overall pick.
One team. It's the Browns and the Browns.
It's the way the wheel crumbles. You know, you landed on the AFC North. You know, I would have made it work if I landed on the AFC North.
I should have just taken Lamar. He would have done the same thing as Dylan Gabriel on my team, except at least I like Lamar.
Long story short, Hurlin whipped some fucking ass, and I'm coming for the Fantasy 4-man crown.
I also posted the results of the pick'ems.
I didn't see this one. Waiting.
Week 7. I went 9-6. You went 11-4.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! One of those was picking against my Niners. I took the Bucks.
Yep.
I don't know the other ones.
You took the Dolphins. I don't remember the other one. Oh, we took the Steelers.
Who the Steelers play? Oh, the Bengals. Okay, that's fair. I'll take that. I'll take that. 11-4, not bad at all.
Overall, you are 57-28. I am 55-30.
I think those are both though really good records, no? I don't know what
so.
Anybody else would do, but I think those are really good records still. Hell yeah, we'll take it though.
Thursday Night Football. We got the Minnesota Vikings. My gosh, Alexa just gave me a damn. We got the Minnesota Vikings going into Los Angeles to play against the Chargers. And this Chargers team that doesn't have any of a rushing game. This Chargers team that the defense is continue to get worse. This Chargers team that continues to get worse overall. This Vikings team led by Carson Wentz, little bum ass. But that defense is give me the Vikings pretty easily.
I'm rolling with the Chargers because of Carson Wentz. If this was JJ McCarthy or anybody else at quarterback, I would have taken the Vikings, but it's strictly because of
Even
Carson
Josh
Wentz.
Rosen?
But was that?
You would have taken Josh Rosen? What about Blake Bortles? Current.
Give me the Vikings. But I just don't trust Carson Wentz whatsoever, and I think they're playing a defense that can make some plays. So I think Carson Wentz will cough the ball up a couple of times in this game. Justin Herbert, boy, get on that fucking treadmill. You're gonna be running for your fucking life in this game. For your fucking life. If you thought life was hard these past couple of weeks, it's only gonna get harder, man. They're gonna live in the backfield. I'm already knowing. So Justin Herbert, you've been damn good against pressure this season. You got to keep that up. You got to be able to move in this game. You got to be able to make throws off platform, outside of the pocket, rolling left, rolling right. But I'm slightly taking the Chargers. I know they have that non-existent passing game, but it's been in Justin Herbert's hands the past couple of games, and I think he will be able to pull this game out strictly, like I said, because Carson Wentz is on the other side. So if I'm picking one guy to be able to make a play to win this game for their team, give me Justin Herbert by a mile.
Give me Justin as well, except the Jefferson kind.
Fair. I don't hate the pick.
Well, you shouldn't, because it's the right one.
Heard.
So we're at 2 hours and like 15 minutes.
Fuck it. We're already here.
Bro.
You see, guys, I'm telling you, he don't love y'all. He don't love y'all like I love y'all.
He don't love you like it. Oh, that's a song. Anyways, small talk. You know, growing up and like when you're trying to better yourself, goals, dreams, that type of shit are prominent. How often do you really set a goal and accomplish it? You see it until the end, or you have a dream and you get to the end of it. I feel like the concept of them is super like prominent in our lives, but like actually accomplishing something you set is kind of just like a fairy tale.
That's funny you ask. My brother, my friend, and I have a group chat, and the other day our friend asked us, what's you guys' goal for like the next year? And I had put down like to save a certain amount of money. I think it was, I don't know, just save up another $15,000, something like that. Fuck, I can't even remember, but I wouldn't say I do it pretty often. Like I don't like write down my goals and then like strive to hit them. I guess it's just like more of a better idea for people than it is like people in actuality just writing down their goals and setting it to, like, we're all always thinking about our goals, but it's like I feel like on a day-to-day basis, maybe we all aren't fucking striving to work towards that goal, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. I'll say one is obviously the weight loss is like the biggest obviously thing I could say. Another one has been just work related. Like I'm already moving up in the company, and I guess that's another goal, because my goal coming into Coca-Cola was I want to like, and my friend John, he was sending me pictures of like he was looking up the Coke fucking like owner, the Coke general manager, and he was sending me pictures like that's got to be you one day. And I was telling him like, dog, I want to come into Coca-Cola, and I know I'm only a sales rep, but it's like I want to work my way up, and I've already done that 5 months into the job. So it's like that's one of my goals is to work my way up in Coca-Cola, and I've already started that, and I think I can continue to do that. I wouldn't say like I don't set many goals. I don't know if that's a bad or good thing, but I don't set many goals. But the ones I do, I try
You
to
believe in
strive towards.
manifestation?
I'm not a believer, but I'm not a disbeliever either. Like I'm not. I don't have a stance on it.
I'm kind of the same way. People talk about it so super highly, but like I don't know.
At the end of the day, like I could say to myself, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this." But at the end of the day, I gotta put in the work. No matter how many times I tell myself I gotta do it, like I have to work towards doing that thing.
Is there anything in life like small that can just remind you how good life can be? And for
Um,
example, like I'm an introverted person. So like if we got plans to do something, I don't usually want to do it, no matter what it is, typically. But like, even if I'm having a shit day, getting to spend time with my two brothers, no matter what we're doing, it always just put me in a good mood. Those are my guys for real.
It's gonna sound like petty. I don't know what the word is. Getting off of work, I think, is one thing that it's like, damn, life is good, bro. Because it's like, all right, now, especially now that I work mornings, it's like, all right, now I got the rest of the day to myself. It's like I can do whatever I want. I made my money for the day. I put in the work. Now I can just relax and enjoy the rest of my night. Another thing is like seeing somebody else in a worse position than me. Like today, I saw a guy on like, not on crutches, on a wheelchair because he was missing a leg. And it's just like, damn, man. I got both of my legs. You know, I can walk around wherever I want to. I can go wherever I want to, but you know, he can't. So that's a thing. Seeing a homeless person, it's like I may not be the richest, but you know, I got a roof over my head. I got money in my bank account. I have a car that I can drive every day. So that's one thing. Trying to think if there's anything else.
I always try to
Um,
remember my great grandfather saying, if you know how you ask someone how you doing, he always said, "Still scratching,"
still like
because if you're still
I
scratching,
love
you're
things
still
like
living.
still scratching. I'm 6 feet above. Still breathing. You know, things like that. Definitely, I get behind. I love that as well. I don't know. I guess that's really no. My nephews, like my brother's kids. It's just like looking at them. And it's just like, bro, they have like they don't know anything about life. They don't know any like hardship or like any like bad things that go on in the world, but they're just the happiest fucking kids. They don't know anything that's going on around them. It's like I could be having the most shittiest day. They're gonna uncle, you know, still run up to me, and it's just like they don't know any better. They don't know anything else. They don't know that, oh, I had a terrible day at work. They don't know that, oh, I'm stressing to pay, you know, my fucking car or this or that. They just know uncle. They just know their dad. They just know whatever. So no matter what, they're gonna be happy. So that's one thing. It's like, you know, life is life. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know, I can't control some certain things. Certain things, you just gotta be happy regardless.
Kids are stupid,
Why you say that?
like in the nicest way possible.
Hmm.
Like they're just dumb.
Wow. All right.
They can't help it. Like you
For
said, they
sure.
just don't know
They just
better.
don't know any better. Yeah. I
It's
think that's
kind
the
of funny
beauty
to think
behind
about it that
kids.
way. Like these are just little idiots.
No, for sure. For sure. It's just like, what's going through your brain right now? Like, what are you thinking about? You're just sitting there, but like, what's going on in your head right now? Like, what are you even doing? Like, you're not even like coherent. Like, you're not even like, you don't know that you're alive. Like, you don't know that you're alive right now. You're just fucking
Like those are
just
real
rocking out.
NPCs.
Literally NPC. You're just rocking out. Just going through the motions.
Some little idiots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can people ever truly move on from things, or do you just learn to live with it?
You can do both. I think you can definitely move on from things. But I think
Depends on the
it's
magnitude of what it was.
not even it because it's different to certain people. Like somebody's death may just hit somebody else different. You know, it's the same magnitude of thing, but it just may affect people in different ways. Because I've definitely been, you know, a victim of both, where it's like, oh, you know, whatever, I just move on from it. Is what it is, or like it doesn't affect me. But then there's time where it's like, you know, it does. You know, it is what it's like. It does affect me, but it's like nothing I can do about it. Just got to move on. You know. So I think people can. The question was, can people move on? Correct. Yeah, I think for sure people can, because I feel like I definitely have in certain things, whether it's like work related, old jobs, people I used to talk to that I don't talk to anymore, that I'm not friends with anymore. I think like, fuck that. I don't care no more. It is what it is. I moved on. But there definitely are things I've lost or people I've lost, and it's just like, damn, man. You know, every time I think about it, it's still like, fuck, that happened, or fuck, you know, I don't talk to that person anymore. Fuck, we're not friends anymore. But then it's like, I just gotta live with it. You know, some things happen, some things aren't meant to be. Some people, you know, are just meant to be in your life, and you just gotta deal with it.
You think if you put it into like a serious friendship or like a love aspect, you think it's more so just move on instead of, or
It
you you,
it it
you
it
live with it instead of move on?
it definitely is more so you just live with it, because in that sense, it takes another person. So it's like, if they aren't reciprocating the energy, it's like I could miss them as much as I want to, but if they don't miss me and want to talk to me, it's like nothing I can do. So it's like I have to live with it. I don't have a choice. But it's like if it's something inanimate like work or something, it's like I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm just forgetting about that. But when it's a person, it's like when it's like energy is needed from both sides. I think definitely it's more so just I have to live with it, but not to say you can't just move on from it and just forget about it, because you definitely can. But I think in that aspect, it definitely is more of just living with it
It's harder
for
because when
sure.
you,
A
I
lot
think when
harder.
you in love, you take parts of that other person. So like,
Exactly.
if you're no longer with them and you realize that some of that shit is still inside you, that I think that's when it starts to get
It's like,
hard.
oh, I said this thing that they always say, and it's like, damn, that just made me, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, that's all I got for you.
All right. We appreciate you guys watching and tuning in to another episode of the Hurls and Small Show. Go down and like the video, subscribe to the channel, head over to the TikTok, the Instagram, the Twitter. Show some love over there. Leave a comment if you haven't. Tell us how your day was doing. Tell us something. We appreciate you guys as always. We'll see you guys next episode. Enjoy the NBA being back. Enjoy some football. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.
Love y'all.